to, only have one quarter where it kind of got hairy for those guys. The game was moving a little too fast for them because you can't simulate game speed. I don't care how much you practice, or how hard you practice, or how fast you practice. Game speed is just a little bit different, and those guys had to get settled in after that first quarter. And I thought they did a good job after that. Did not play a snap. He was a very athletic offensive lineman. It was kind of indicative of how the whole first quarter went. He went the wrong way.
Right.
He went the wrong way, collided with somebody else, got two guys that fall down, and it was just, for 2 or 3 series, it was kind of like that. Right. And then once they kind of took a deep breath and got settled down, it was fine.
We'll chalk that up to first game jitters, first quarter jitters, get that out of the way and ready to go from there. The other part of that 2-part question was the quarterback, obviously replacing a Braden Smith. And as you said last week, you don't replace him, you just put somebody else in that spot in a new offense. Philip Short, I thought, from my perspective, did a good job.
And he's a sophomore. That's what gets lost. When you meet the kid, you're like, he's mature beyond his years, and you want to get frustrated with him sometimes because he's not picking it. And then you stop and think, well, a new offense, sophomore, and he's starting at 6A football. Right. So I mean, it's you kind of wear use kid gloves when you handle him just a little bit, okay. But he, like you said, he did not turn it over. I don't know what series it was. I know we were coming or we were going towards the clock, but he took a sack in that game, and I know you may kind of roll your eyes at me when I say this, but he took a sack in that game that I thought might have been one of his better plays throughout the night, because he almost threw it up and threw it up for grabs, but instead he ate it. There was nowhere to go, and he just took the sack. We ended up punting on that, but we ended the series with a punt as opposed to a turnover. Right. And that, if he can do that, if he can just manage the game and distribute the ball to our playmakers, we'll be fine on offense.
Cameron Carroll, 23 carries, 230 yards, 10 yards a carry. Didn't touch the ball maybe as many times as I expect to see sometimes this season, but at the same time, I thought Cameron was Cameron Carroll.
Yeah, oh yeah, he had a good night. I thought his running style, I think, has improved so much from last year. He's a more physical than he has been the last 2 years. Contact when the play is almost over, now he is lowering his shoulder, lowering his hips, and he's falling forward as opposed to trying to make. What was refreshing to see is him finishing runs the way a 220-pound back is supposed to finish. You come out of the game. I tell you one thing, I was disappointed in us as coaches coming out of the game, and D. Baker only touched the ball 5 times. That's poor coaching on my part. That guy, he touched it 5 times, and 2 of the 5 were 76 yards, and one of them was an 80-something yard run. Now, one of them got called back, but you're talking about a guy that 2 out of 5 times breaks,
distance.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, he from deep in our territory, he's making long runs. So that guy's got to touch the ball more.
And that's got to be exciting as a coach to see a play work, just like you drew up on a board. And you say, okay, you block this guy, you block this guy, you block this guy, and say, D, you beat that guy.
Yeah.
And you run it in the game, and it works. And next thing he sees is the end zone.
Right.
Until we see the laundry on the field.
Yeah.
But we'll work on that.
We won't
Coach, I want to go back to Cameron real quick. One of the things that caught my attention with Cameron last week, he seemed to run with more patience to me. He didn't just attack the line of scrimmage wherever the hole was or wherever the play was called. He hit it hard and quick, but it was almost as though he was calculating where he was going as he went, waiting for it to set up, and then when it did, had that burst that he was gone. A more mature running back, maybe is the word I want to use.
Yeah, it's something I've heard Coach Wahlberg, his position coach, talk to him all the time about being a one-cut runner. And with us running inside zone as much as we did the other night, he is slow to, and then once he sees the crease, he puts his foot in the ground, he gets in that crease, and then he attacks.
Right.
That's something he hadn't been doing. He'd been just, getting the football, like you said, running up the back of the offensive lineman and not seeing any creases. Now, some of that is attributed to offensive linemen creating some creases. But watching the end zone shot or our end zone view that we had filmed, you can tell that he is really mature, like you said, matured as a runner, because he's seeing things, his vision is slowing down for him, is the best way to put it. The game has slowed down for him, and his vision has caught up, and he's seeing things that he has not been seeing in the past.
Which, if you're a defensive coordinator looking at Northwest Rankin, you're scared to death with this guy coming to see you.
I hope so. I hope so.
Coach, you mentioned D. Baker already, wanting to get him the ball more times. I know you and I talking Sunday or Monday, 10 times at least is what you're kind of looking at to put that ball in his hands. Another one we saw, Jarian Jones had a touchdown call back on a touchdown pass. It looked good on the punt return, with the exception of the one that he fumbled. I want to talk about that play, because one of the things we were talking about in the booth, it felt to me like on that play, and this is hard to take out of a kid because he never gave up. He constantly was trying. The guy had his jersey, was holding on tight, and J-Dub was just felt like, if I can just get loose, I can make something out of it. Well, that's
you can tell. I mean, you gotta know when the journey's over. Right. There's no doubt about it. But a kid like J-Dub or Jarian, if his mom's listening, J-Dub to me. Guy like him, kid like him, he's just such a fierce competitor, right. And he thinks that he can score from anywhere on the field, and he's just like a lot of the guys that we have right now. They want to make that big play, right. And he is a big play guy. So I may tell him, hey, you got to put the ball away. You got to put two hands on it, and just know when the journey's over. But it's going to go in one ear and right out the other. The one thing we want to coach right there in that situation is keep fighting for yards, but get the ball covered up. That's the thing. You go back, and the coaching point for us in film was the ball was away from his body and it got knocked out. And it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Sure.
You'll see them get it out here on some of those big play outside runners, and so it's tough to coach that. Defensively, what can you say? You pitched a shutout, and anytime you can do that, I'm going to talk to Coach Rowell. He practiced Monday, and he was excited. He came up to me just grinning. We got that shutout. Got to be excited about that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Several guys had good games. It wasn't just one person that stood out more than anybody. I thought Jaden Webb is probably going to end up being our player of the week. But sitting up Saturday night watching film from Friday, sitting in my chair at home and just going back and watching the replay of the game, the thing that stood out to me more than anything on defense is when the ball is snapped, how fast our guys are getting to the ball. We're not a huge football team, but they're playing relentless, and they're playing with a lot of effort. And they're what I preach to them all the time. They're playing fast and physical, and they've got to continue to do that, because, like I said, they're never going to be the biggest group on the field. But if they're resilient and they're getting after the ball and they're pursuing the ball the way they did Friday night in every game, then they're going to give us a chance.
One of the things I noticed too, Coach, is there were a lot of form tackles made. There wasn't a lot of arm tackles tried to be made. We didn't miss many tackles. We missed some, but we didn't miss a whole lot of tackles. If we got to them, we would wrap it up, put them down the way you're supposed to. And if you do that defensively, fundamentally, you're going to be solid all season.
Oh, absolutely. You got to tackle well.
That's it. Kicking game, Houston Smith, I think 4 punts, 44-yard average. Got to be happy anytime you can get a close to 45-yard average on a punt.
Pretty. I just said he had to punt so much.
Would rather see him the way, what was it, I think Indianapolis Colts punter, other than a backup quarterback for Peyton Manning, used to say most overpaid player in the NFL.
Right, exactly.
Love to see Houston sit on the sidelines the whole game.
I do too, but he is a good punter. He is a really good player.
Coach, any injuries coming out of the week? We had a couple shaking up during the game, but the guy that went off, and I think maybe crowned some at that, but no major injuries, anything?
No, knock on wood, we're still pretty healthy.
Ridgeland tonight, a team that lost to Velma Jackson 24-21 last week. I know, disappointing loss for them. You've talked about it. You know the coach real well. They're going to be a good coach team. They may be a little young and a little inexperienced in some positions, but still a team that's very dangerous.
Oh, absolutely. Coach Ernest is going to do a good job getting his guys prepared, and that we're not going to look at how they fared last year or last week. We know that he's got to move forward, and he's going to have them coached up, and he's going to have some tricks in his back pocket that he's going to throw at us, and they haven't gotten into their region schedule. They're playing up a classification, so prepare our team all week long. And one thing that we preached is, don't worry about who the opponent is. Play the game the way it's supposed to be played. I think for the most part, we have had a great week of preparation. Monday we were locked in on Monday. It was very, very hot on Tuesday. But then I thought Wednesday, our polish up day, was as good a day of practice we've had all year long. So feel like we're prepared. You always worry about the turnovers and the unforeseen things that might happen. So like I said, it ought to be a good football game, but got a lot of confidence in our kids right now.
Go on the road this week for the first time this season. It'll be back-to-back road games. Anything different or special you look at with road trips, other than, with the exception, different than a regular home game?
No, we don't do anything different. We eat our pregame a little bit earlier, but other than that, we treat it just like any other one. We call it a business trip.
Of course, it's not really a big road trip when you're just talking about driving across the river, across the pond.
That's right.
It's not like our couple of big ones we'll have this year to Greenville and Starkville.
That's right.
Coach, thanks a lot. Good luck in the ball game. We look forward to talking to you post-game with another W on the scoreboard.
Thank you, Daryl.
That's head coach Toby Collins as the Northwest Rankin Cougars get us on tonight. We're going to take another time out. When we come back, Jay Fletcher will join me, and we'll talk more about tonight's matchup with the Northwest Rankin Cougars and the Ridgeland Titans. You're watching Northwest Rankin High School football on Cougar Broadcasting.
You made a promise to work, to lend a hand, to push, to build, to invest yourself, to make a difference. You made a promise, and so did we. Mississippi, to each other. Back to us. It's more than a name. It's a promise.
Accidents aren't planned. Up to it. It's up to you.
Chair of the Transportation Committee. The Greyhound Nation is proud to call him our own.
And we're ready for the national anthem. Wow, what a national anthem. A good friend of mine, Baxter, Representative Charles Busby, I should say Chairman Charles Busby, who serves as the chairman of the Transportation Committee and the Mississippi House of Representatives. I never knew he could sing like Elvis.
I got a good set of lunch, I'll tell you what.
Well, I'm going to send him a text, see if he'll come over and talk to us at halftime.
That'll be great.
I had no idea. We're getting ready for the coin toss. That'll be coming up here in just a few moments. We'll let Mandy Gall take care of that in a few seconds as we want to make their way on the field. Back to the starting line of the Ross tight end, as well as Kenneth Ndebele. You're kind of your upbacks, if you will, where they play them out of that upback position. On the out of their tear sheet arm in arm and then get to sprint once they get past the end zone. The Greyhounds have already made their way to the sidelines, and we're ready for football. The first quarter getting ready to start, brought to you by Mosquito Marshals. As we'll get ready for the first quarter action here, and it'll be Kale Nation ready to kick the football away. to the Greyhounds of Ocean Springs. It's a nice crowd, as we said. Not a bad crowd here tonight for Madison Central, the way they've traveled. Ocean Springs, probably half capacity. Well, a little bit more than that. Actually, the adult section is full. Student section, probably about three-quarter capacity over there. And as you know, as Coach Hart alluded to, Coach head coach Greyhounds was here for Coach Hart sometime back in the season. Ready for first action. The quarter brought to you by Skeeter Marshall. As we get ready for football, it'll be Kale Nation will have it beat the 40-yard line. He'll be kicking right on your video screen. This here in the Central Football Network. And the Greyhounds will get two men back, or one man back deep. That's going to be number 6. That's going to be Khalil Levy, a junior defensive back who will be in the middle of the field. About 22 about the 3-yard line. Kale Nation has the ability to put it into the end zone. As you hear the Ocean Springs student section come to life here. And as I said, Khalil Levy will be your deep back to receive here on this opening kick. Kale Nation has it teed up. We're ready for the first quarter, ready to go. From Hugh Pepper Field here in Ocean Springs, the Jaguars and the Greyhounds, and we are underway. Kale Nation going to get a deep kick. Levy will take it at the 2-yard and try to return it out to the 15, to the 20. He's got a seam, and all the way out to the 40 before he's finally met by a Jaguar. He'll be hit at about the 34-yard line. And before coming down with it was Andre Mack. But boy, they got a nice surge, a good push on that front blocking group on special teams backs.
Found a seam along the near hash mark. Able to punch it out to about the 34-yard line. 1st and 10 for this running offense, primarily of Ocean Springs. The Greyhounds will keep it on the ground tonight, as discussed earlier. Won't see a lot of passing. Madison Central defense will have to stay at home and play assignment football.
Quarterback's Blake Noblin. He's a sophomore. And he'll line up with 2 men behind him, 2 receivers, 2 each side. And Noblin will go underneath center. Long snap count. Noblin wants to hand it to the fullback, and he's immediately dropped. The Jaguars are there. It'll be a loss of 2. Zach Causey will cause a loss of 2 as he goes nowhere up the middle.
Trying to go on a little bit of a draw play or a delay up the middle. Looked like a draw, but it was just a delay to the running.
Now he's going to shift out of that, put a receiver to his right, or rather a tailback to his right side, 2 receivers to the right. And ready to go is Noblin. Noblin fakes it. Now he wants to run it. Noblin nowhere to go. The Jaguars again there to stop him. Lawson Stockett. And that's going to be a loss of another yard. He's going to go backwards another yard right there.
The defensive front for Madison Central. Being an aggressor in that backfield, no place for him to go.
We're going to be up 3rd down at about 13 here for the Greyhounds. Blake Noblin again at quarterback. He keeps his tailback to him. Devontae Gaines, 2 receivers right side. Obvious passing down here for Noblin. Noblin takes it, rolls to his right, wants to throw. Man in the flats, pass is caught, but he falls down at the 40-yard line, and he'll be about 4 yards short of the first down, and the Greyhounds will have to punt it away.
Noblin went to the underneath man, had the other man on a deep route. He was not open, but the underneath was, but not enough for the first down as Madison Central brings him down quickly.
And it'll be Garner that'll punt it away here for the Greyhounds. Back deep to receive is going to be Miles Hobson. He'll stand on his own 21-yard line. Await the snap and the punt. Low snap has to pull it up. Jaguars get into the kicker. They're going to throw a flag as the pass is caught by Hobson at the 26-yard line. It's going to be a flag on the play, and it could be enough to give them the first down, even if it's just running into the kicker.
It'll be awfully close if it's just running into the kicker, but
it's going to be a 5-yard penalty.
And they need about 4.5 for the first. We'll see how that plays out. Running into the kicker, not a personal foul, so it'll be a 5-yard penalty. It is a first down.
That's going to give them a first down, so the Jaguars make a mistake on special teams.
We got a lot of pressure up the middle. Madison Central came close for blocking that ball.
Well, here we go. As a mistake on special teams running into the kicker gives the Greyhounds a first down. Blake Noblin will put his tailback to his left, Devontae Gaines. 2 receivers to the left. Noblin from the gun. Takes the snap, wants to fake it to Gaines, throws across the middle, pass is batted down. Good defense by the Jaguars.
Colby
Cole there on.
Coming out of that linebacker spot, got in the passing lane, knocked the ball down. No chance for the completion. Nice play by the linebacker.
2nd and 10 for the Jaguars. New quarterback going to check into the ball game now. It looks like it's going to be Darian Wallace. No, new quarterback's number 1, Malcolm McGee. The senior quarterback lines up with Gaines to his right, 2 receivers to his left. Gaines now at quarterback, awaits the snap, takes it. He wants to run with it. He's in trouble. Jaguars get him in the backfield. That's Tay Berry on a sack, and that's going to be a loss of about 5 yards. Nowhere to go for the Greyhounds.
Lineman out in front. But who does that remind you of? That's Julian Edelman,
Yep.
Tom Brady right there. You get the little guy the ball in space and let him do work.
Now 1st and 10 from the 11. Handoff to Cameron Carroll, hit in the backfield and wrapped up. Great tackle as he was penetration by the Titans defense. Number 7. They're calling number 12, Deion Allen. I think from 14, Michael Smith may be the number 7 I'm looking at. There's a pass to the end zone. Jarian Jones, great pass, great catch, and touchdown Cougars. There is a flag on the play back at the 14-yard line. Perfectly thrown ball, though, by Phillip Short. False start, illegal procedure against the Cougars. That's another penalty that'll take another 6 points off the board.
So that's now 6 touchdowns that have been
Something like that.
5 or 6.
5 or 6, yep.
In not even 5 quarters yet.
2nd down, 15 as they back it up to about the 18-yard line. Got to get down to the 16. Got to get down to about the 2. Now they're going to whistle, and a timeout's going to be taken by the Titans defense. Timeout on the board. 9:25 to go in the first. No score. Back with more on Cougar Broadcasting.
Gun, low option, pitch, and a gain of 8. Boy, they're running that option, student body left and student body right. Davis on the carry, gain of 8, 2nd down and 2. Throw catch, 50. Down to the 47-yard line. Spun around and dropped. The catch is made by Braxton Davis, the wide receiver slash cornerback, the 5'10 senior. And Clinton moving the football here, Jay Thompson.
Great job of moving the football. Jamal Jefferson really got turned around in coverage just then, thought he was going for an out route, and had gone down the field. They're forced to make an open field tackle to save the touchdown. So the Gators got the defense reeling here, got it at midfield with 2 consecutive first downs. Upfield for a gain of 3, 2nd down and 7 from the 3 of the Gators. Grease on him just then. Positive game there. We see Nick Anderson having to come out because his helmet came off just then. They're going to miss him on this play.
Empty backfield, 4 wide receivers for the backup quarterback, Walter Birchfield. They're going to play 2 quarterbacks. So now Birchfield running the team now, the senior on 2nd down. Looks left, flushed out to his right. They'll check down. It's incomplete. Just trying to squeeze it into a tight window. Pass intended for Ryan Davis. I'm sorry, that's Desmond Baker, the junior tight end. So to bring up 3rd down and a long 6 here, Jay Thompson, for Clinton.
Absolutely. This year, Gators doing a great job. That defensive front got a good push just then against that offensive line with Clinton Arrows and forced Brookfield to roll out of that pocket a little bit and throw it on the run.
Ryan Davis in is down at the end. Incomplete pass, and that check marker. It might be against the defense. Maybe. Three-point might at him for distance. This might be a case. Eagles.
Now here Nick Anderson comes on the field now.
Jamon O'Neal.
I'm sorry, Jamon O'Neal.
Jamon O'Neal coming in for Knights.
And he's doing it already. Shane Tapper Shelter Insurance sponsors our kickoffs. And the kick is away. It's an end-over-end kick. It's going to be fairly short. It'll be taken at the 6-yard line by number 14, McDonald, left side. He's finding some room. Breaks through a tackle by Anthony Washington. Out across the 40 to Anthony Washington just waved at him as he went by, and Justin Jones finally makes a tackle. Good field position for the Titans.
It's not good coverage there. A lot of people were out of their lanes. That's when you play kickoff coverage, you are assigned a lane. You got to stay in that lane and try not to get bumped off of that. And
we'll see. I'm the quarterback, number 14. Takes a little bit of a high snap, throws a quick out to number 8, Michael Price. He's got some room on the side, and he runs into number 2, Antonio Washington, who takes him out of bounds close to midfield, about a yard shy. It'll pick up a 7. It'll be second down 3.
Cougar starters on defense, the defensive line, Harrison Stewart, Monty Williams, Brendan Steyer, the linebackers, Justin Johnson, Onias Parks, J.Q. Haynes, Harrison Tharp.
Now second down 3. McDonald with an empty backfield. Man in motion, Jamarius Banks. He gets the jet sweep around the right side, trying to find some room. Is grabbed by the ankles and held on to by number 44, Harrison Tharp. He'll take him down after a couple of yard game. It'll bring up third down 1 for the Titans.
The defensive backs, Cameron Crooks, Antonio Washington, Jaden Webb, and Bryce Bowling.
Now third down 1. Cougars defense trying to get a hold here on the first possession for the Titans. Tailback behind Montgomery, gets the handoff, hits straight into the line of scrimmage, and just the line of scrimmage for the Titans. Penetration just moved the Cougars back, and he gains about 5 yards. First down for the Titans.
Offensive starters for the Ridgeland Titans, the offensive line, C.J. Mack, Anthony Latham, Trey Crisp, Ryan Allen, Jordan McKinney.
Now first and 10 from the 41-yard line of Cougar territory. Titans with their opening possession. Clock running at 7:15 to go in the first quarter. 3-0 Cougars in the lead. And flag prior to the handoff after the snap. And we're getting false start against the Titans.
The running back is Markel Young. The tight end, Mylan Wallace. The wide receivers, Mike Price and Yamarius Banks. The quarterback, Zy McDonald.
Now it'll be first and 15 from back at the 46-yard line for the Titans. McDonald gets his play. Now takes the snap, looks to pass, throws it over the left side, hit immediately as he made the catch. Number 2, Antonio Washington, there to make the catch, but a good catch by number 13, Yamarius Banks.
Freshman quarterback right on the numbers. He came out of his break, the ball there and talked about it in the game. Last no.
Good. Out with 6:15 to go in the first quarter. Cougars leading 3-0. Back with more on Cougar Broadcasting in a moment.
Hi, I'm Dr. David Mitchell with Mitchell Dental Clinic in Flowwood. We're excited to announce our partnership with Cougar Athletics for the 2017 season.
Looks like Ronnie Thomas, the end, who's lying on Joe Johnson's right with the sack. It's third down and 13 with 5 receivers and an empty backfield. And now we have, looks like a delay of game penalty coming up here against the Gators. Play clock showing 0. So third down and 18 now.
Let's hope that is in the trend starting here. Now this is about the third penalty. No penalties, Charles, until 6 minutes and 35 seconds.
Yeah.
6 minutes and 35 seconds left in the first quarter. So, I mean, that was some improvement. Well, hopefully it's not a trend right about now because that's the third penalty that Vicksburg Gators have got in the first quarter.
All right. Is it St. Alois? How do you say it? All
right, we're hot.
Guys, welcome to the Blue Zone. This is something that we're trying out as y'all are getting a sneak peek into the Clinton and Vicksburg game. I'm Josh McNulty, along with Christian Bird. I typically won't be doing this. It'll be Jeremy Kennedy, but
there was nobody going his direction either. They all had their back to him. That was second down 10 now for the Titans. McDonald drops back to pass, looks left to the flat, now scrambles to the right, throws it short, takes his check receiver. I believe it's number 8, Michael Price, on the reception. A gain of about 4.
Yeah, so we're watching a Northwest Rankin team that is loaded with talent. There's going to be a lot of talent that's younger than most.
Justin Johnson and Monty Williams in on the tackle.
A team that
third down, 6
everybody is kind of anticipating and expecting to break through this year. Had a really successful game last week, won against Germantown 24-0, but
looks to pass once again, flushed out of the pocket, running from
J.Q.
Haynes. J.Q. grabs him, he shovels it. That could be grounding. That's an official's opinion call.
Got to be grounding.
There's the flag.
Right. Oh, that's kind of a.
He just kind of shoveled it out,
flag right there.
And there was nobody even near the receiver. Now the officials are talking about it. You and I both have good friends that are white hats, and they've told me that it's pretty much a judgment call by the official.
There's not a receiver anywhere near that. I don't think Coach Ernest has an argument there at all.
Question is, Jay, that was on third down. It would bring up fourth. Do you take the penalty?
From the Northwest
Rankin
They're backing him up.
I like the defensive
production.
It's going backwards. It's like a shot block. Is that right?
No, that's it.
So intentional grounding is the call. They'll back it up now to the 33-yard line. We'll bring up.
You got to get.
I just lost it down with intentional grounding. That's right. So you got to take the penalty. Absolutely. I forgot about that. At the 33-yard line, and fourth down and 13,
I don't
14.
know. If you're just joining in, one of the things
they're going to go for
Northwest
it.
Rankin
Too far, I
went
guess,
down
for
the
a field goal. Too
field,
short for
had
a
a
punt.
touchdown call back.
Trying to pick up what yardage you can. McDonald
motion,
takes a snap, drops back
so
to pass, rolls to his right, stops, looks back to his left, throws it back to the left. Got a defender there. It's going to be intercepted by number 13, Chance Landers, looking for a block. Gets it out across the 30, back to the 31 or 32. The Cougars actually maybe lost a yard on that interception return, but as a defender, you make an interception, you go catch it and go.
Absolutely, you got to. There's pride on the line there. You got to take that one in. He took it in about the 4-yard line. That's a freshman mistake there. He just threw that one up into coverage, and a good job by the Cougars of kind of playing center field. They were dropped back. They were not going to allow the ball to be caught in the end zone. Good job of picking that one off and getting the Cougars football back.
Turnovers by Tony Young, performance gear. Now first and 10 from the 32. Handoff to Cameron Carroll. Tries to get to the outside, makes one man miss, and still going. He hadn't gone out of bounds, and goodbye Cameron Carroll. 35, 20, 10, 5, touchdown. Cameron Carroll. One of the defenders, number 9, Jalen Tucker's pointing to the sideline, thinking he stepped out, but no official called it. Cougars are on the board with a touchdown by Cameron Carroll from 68 yards away.
And it was beautiful. It was a thing of beauty. Got over to the right side, was patient to allow some of the blockers to get out in front of him. Never heard a whistle. Cougars kept playing. The Titans, I guess, assumed that he had stepped out of bounds, but he just kind of cleared the path, and there was nobody going to catch him after he cleared that path.
Now point after attempt. Houston Smith will hold it. Anthony Stopeka will snap it. And we got to hurry up if we're going to get it off. 10 seconds on the play clock. We're missing a right end on the blocking. 6 seconds, 5. Now the snap back. Josh Rand puts it up in the air, high end over end, through the uprights, and it's good. 4:51 to go in the first. Cougars up 10-0 over the Ridgeland Titans. And, Jay, you said it. The patience of Cameron Carroll, there was not a lot there, but he just kept picking his way, never heard a whistle, so he never quit. And once he cleared that last light blue jersey, it was off to the races.
Adios.
Yeah.
He was gone. But it's a good job. The offensive line did a good job of creating a little space. But the credit goes to the wide receivers. They're the ones that just kind of kept pushing out as he got to the edge, to the sideline.
And something you talked about in the pregame as a coach making adjustments. I was anxious to see what we would see on our second offensive possession once Tate Rogers got his offensive line on the sidelines after that opening possession, which was non-effective from an offensive line standpoint. And see,
as we just saw Northwest Rankin with Cameron Carroll taking it 68 yards to the house. Now we're flipping over to the defending 6A state champion, Clinton Arrows, as they're in a 0-0 game with Vicksburg. Bird, any thoughts?
I've been impressed with Vicksburg over the past couple of years. I've noticed and seen at our 7-on-7 their ability to be more athletic and to get better. And, look, taking on a Clinton team that showed me a lot last week as they took on South Panola. A lot of people just thought that was going to be a game where South Panola was going to roll over, and they didn't. And they showed a lot of fight. Here, got a 0-0 game in the first. There you see Vicksburg gets it inside the 10, and Clinton will start deep in their own territory. But I think, one of the things that's going to be interesting to see how Clinton replaces Cam Akers.
And I think we're about to go to Madison Central here as there's a transition.
16.
Oh, no. Yep. Now we're on Madison to see their fourth possession of the game. Scored their last possession down there in Ocean Springs.
Two penalties, both been called.
And Madison had a lot of opportunities last week to score, and it didn't happen. Here you see a nice, solid run. I don't know if it looks like they're moving freely against Ocean Springs, but Madison Central is certainly a team if they can figure out the offensive side of it. And some of it was just that they played a really good Brandon team last week, won 10-3. But if they can figure out and get their offense clicking, then you're talking about a team because of their defense. They can compete for 6A without any question.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that was two big-time programs that played in Madison last week with Brandon and Madison, and we went and saw Ocean Springs last year. Basketball is something that they're probably a little bit more known for than football.
A younger team too. I mean, and that's a lot of it. And I think one of the things that stands out about this Madison team is how experienced they are. So you've got, last week we saw Madison and Brandon as two of the better defensive teams in the state. Now, it looks like Madison's having their way with Ocean Springs. We'll see if Ocean Springs is able to figure that out. Ocean Springs, of course, 0-1, lost a tough game to Gaucher, 21-31 last week. Here's a quarterback keeper up the middle for Madison. Looks like he's got the corner. He's going to walk in.
Touchdown, Jaguars.
That's a good-looking kid replacing Jack Walker. Looks like they can do a couple more things with him.
Touchdown lead. J.D. Ho made a great read in the backfield.
Do you have a name for that quarterback?
Out of the belly
Our researchers are searching that name. But that was a really good job.
Receiving core headed for the pylon. Madison Central.
One of the things that stands out to me a lot about Madison is just their size. I mean, they're a big team. I mean, they are. Look at how they compare to Ocean Springs. They're just bigger physically.
Tucker Richmond with the hold. We await the snap. It's back. The hold is down. The kick is on the way. And I believe it's good from here. And it is good. And the Jaguars take a 14-0 lead with the 2:23 mark here in the first quarter. Back in 30 seconds here on the Madison Central Football Network. MCBigBlue.com, Super Talk Mississippi 97.3.
My Trustmark fits my schedule. My Trustmark suits my lifestyle.
My Trustmark simplifies my life.
My Trustmark makes online and mobile banking easy.
Welcome to the High School Football Network Blue Zone. I'm Christian Bird, joined by Josh McNulty. As you see, we're going in and out of games constantly and bringing you the latest action all across the state. You can check us out. You've probably already found us on the High School Football Network mobile app, where we feature a number of teams across the state. Josh, we've already seen several teams so far, And one of the things that stands out the most to me is how good and competitive a lot of these games are. Other than Madison Central scoring twice extremely quickly, a lot of good games still going on.
Yeah, absolutely. We trying this thing out, and we're going. As you can see, I'm kind of laughing because of the way the camera was set up when we came on. So bear with us. Yes, Christian, a lot of really good competitive games. This week is probably not as star-studded of matchups as last week as we entered into the season with Meridian, Tupelo, Madison Central, Brandon. The Red Carpet Bowl over there with Warren Central and Vicksburg. But we have some competitive matchups. It looks like Northwest Rankin's kind of handling Ridgeland. We're going to get to the Warren Central Pearl game as quickly as we can. Let's kind of go through some of the prospects that as we go to each of these games, we'll highlight with you guys, but also some of the big-time prospects that we can look forward to seeing tonight.
Yeah, so let's start with Madison Central. It's a game that we stayed on. We saw them score several times. Cam White, a safety, 6'1", 185 pounds, is a dynamic player. When you think about that defense, a defense we mentioned, we spoke a lot about and talked about being extremely good. Cam White's is the headline player. He's just a guy that moves well all over the field. He's the perfect size right now for a lot of smaller colleges in terms of a safety. Yeah. He'll grow into absolutely a Division I safety in terms of size. But 6'1", 185, he can get the job done. So, I think about Cam White when I think about that Madison Central defense. He is the epitome of what you want in a defensive safety. He is one to definitely watch tonight. We'll get over to that game at some point when Ocean Springs is on offense so you can watch him play. And certainly you'll be able to notice him. He jumps off of the field. So that's someone I'm really interested in looking at. When you talk about the Warren Central Pearl game, you've got a Division I commitment, and we call him J-Red, J-Red Patterson, and he is a wide receiver that we saw for the first time when we did the kind of the preseason jamboree game a couple years ago when Madison Central went to Pearl, and there's this guy making catches, and it almost doesn't make sense. It defied gravity in many cases. He's just a freak athletically. It was one-handed over people. He was outrunning people. And you ask yourself, who is this kid? And we talked to Coach Perry after the game, and he told us, no surprise he commits to Mississippi State. 6'1", 170 pounds, a lot of room to grow, but he does it all, and he does it really well. He will stand out. Make no mistake about it. But that game is interesting, Josh, because Warren Central kind of reloaded, lost a lot of really good players, incredibly good defense in the past. They're going up against a team that is going to throw it all over the field. #1 ranked team in the state of Mississippi by every major publication that's keeping up. So I predicted in the paper I thought Warren Central would win. I thought that because I think that Pearl was struggling for the most part on their offensive line, really struggled to run the ball against Brookhaven last week. But that's a game that's going to be really good. Germantown and Yazoo City is another game that we want to keep a close eye on. Go ahead.
Yeah, let's go ahead and go to that game. Right before we do that, let me say the Warren Central Pearl matchup. They're having some technical difficulties at their game. As soon as their feed comes back live, we're going to take you to that one. Just piggybacking off what Christian said, Warren Central is probably one of the best coached teams in the state of Mississippi. They never, over the last 3-4 years, they have not had just this spectacular Division I athletes all across the board. But Coach Morgan does an outstanding job over there.
They're so consistent, and I think that's the key. And I've talked to several coaches who have said that exact thing. We know when we play Warren Central that we can't have a bad night. It can't because they'll beat us, and they can beat us at any time. So they're the team that could really jump up and win. Before we go to Germantown and Yazoo City, let's talk a little bit about some of the players that they've got. Tavarian Johnson's a defensive end, 6'3", 235. You'll see him coming off the edge for Germantown. They've really done a good job of having an influx of players as they've grown as a school and as they've added more students, and that population really in that Gluckstadt area has kind of exploded. So it's not a surprise to see more and more Division I athletes coming out of there. And then over at Yazoo City, you've got Coffee Clark, the cornerback, 6'1", 175, rangy, good size, good weight on him. And Kenneth Gainwell, an athlete that's 5'11", committed to Memphis. So we'll get out to that game shortly and hopefully see some of those players. Let's go there now.
Yeah, let's go.
Wish he was playing this week. There's the punt, nice driving spiral. Gonna let it hit around the 45. Rolls inside.
And as you can see,
Yazoo County territory.
Yazoo, and I think that's Yazoo County. We said Yazoo City, but
it is county. It's county.
You know, and they had it on the schedule. I think incorrect. Also, but Yazoo County up 8-7 in the first quarter of that ball game.
County with a really good team this year. 1-0 already with a big win over Murrah, 33-2 last week, and they're a team I picked to beat Germantown this week. You know, Germantown hung around with Northwest Rankin last week, but just got overmatched, and they're extremely young. So, you know, playing at home, you get the feeling that Yazoo County was going to be productive here, especially with a solid quarterback play. That time Germantown explodes into the backfield, really makes a nice play. That was led by Varian Johnson, the defensive end there, the player we just mentioned.
You know, Yazoo County last year when they played Germantown and throughout, it always seemed like they run that read option. It seems like that's kind of the staple of their offense.
Yep.
And because they always have athletes. They have normally a very athletic quarterback that can kind of a dual option player.
There goes a quarterback up the middle. They hit him again. He scrambles out. They knock him down after about a 2-yard gain. Great containment by the defense.
That loss.
Slowed him down behind the line. He didn't break out of it. But great containment by that Germantown defense. Knocks him down after a couple
You know, you get the feeling that especially in this game, this is one already 8-7. Is going to come down to one or two mistakes. A team could pull away, but this is an incredibly evenly matched game.
He has number 8 in the backfield. That's Barrio Sanders to his right. Trips receivers to his right, one to his left. Shotgun formation. Dropping back in the pocket to throw. Is looking, is under pressure. He's under pressure. He's still looking. Going to throw it deep. A guy's wide open down the field. The pass is caught and dropped. Caught and dropped at the 11. He was running behind the defenders and had to turn and wait on it. Hit him in the hands, and he dropped it at around the 11. Luckily for the Mavericks, and that's going to bring up 4th down and 10.
Really good pressure from Ken Richmond back here on the quarterback to make him come out of that pocket. I think if he was able to stand still, he would be some kind of deadly, wouldn't he?
So 4th down, 10 yards to go. This time Germantown will send somebody back deep. I think that's Benjamin Bell back. As Gainwell, who's Mr. Everything for Yazoo County, will be the punter. A little pressure on. He gets a low line drive off. Going to let it hit. Gets by Bell. He is going to pick it up. Try to get a block. Gets a nice block over there. Going to race outside to the 10. Going to cut back. And going to be knocked down inside the 10. He got a great block over there. Didn't see who got it.
It looked like the Panthers blocked their own guy.
Somebody went flying. So Germantown backed up again at their own 9. Now we're at the shadow of our own goal post, and behind those goal posts is nothing but kudzu.
A big hill of it. We're fixing to wind up this first quarter.
22 seconds remaining. The clock is stopped. It's Greenwood.
Welcome back to the Blue Zone on the High School Football Network, where we have a series of games. We'll go in and out, toggle in and out, much like you can on the app, and just kind of check in, see what scores are, talk about top prospects on some of the top games. We mentioned that we got several games. We're working on getting those up and functioning. But as you can see, we've got several really good games taking place as well. Madison Central leading 14-0 currently over Ocean Springs. You got 0-0 between Clinton and Vicksburg. 8-7, Yazoo County leads Germantown. And I believe the score right now is 10-0 Northwest Rankin over Ridgeland. A lot of really good games on, and we'll get to talking about several of these games. One of the things we want you to make sure you do is tell a friend or tell somebody you know about the High School Football Network, as we look to promote and talk about top business, about team programs, something we're proud we think we have good football in the States, and we want other people to see that and experience that as well. And each Friday night, we will work hard to bring you those games, especially games that We've got South Panola at Brandon. Brandon opening up a new stadium. That looks like something out of a movie. It's huge, and I know that that'll be a really interesting game. Along with several other good games. Gulfport at Petal is another game that'll be really good. Right now, we're actually going to go to the coast to Madison at Ocean Springs, as we will give you a chance to look in and see Madison Central safety Cam White. We'll go there now.
His grasp. Good coverage downfield by the Jaguars, Jacoby Luckett.
Luckett step for step.
Was intended for leaving.
You see Madison Central leading 14-0 over Ocean Springs. Ocean Springs, of course, having a lot of trouble with the size and speed of Madison Central. Here's Ocean Springs lining up offensively.
Second and 10 for the Greyhounds, trailing 14-0 to Madison Central here in the second quarter. Center. On snap count, trying to get the Jaguars to move.
Going to go now to the J.A. Lamar game.
This is big, Brian. This is very big.
On the road in Marie tonight.
30. They're on 40. So it's definitely turn of events. The Raiders.
They're 7-0. Looks like Lamar has the ball.
Hutchinson.
JA team with their hires, both the head coach and defensive coordinator, kind of making some noise in the private school rankings.
Trent Tyer team up for the stop of the fullback.
Lance Pogue, longtime head coach for the South Panola Tigers, a powerhouse and national powerhouse. Jack. One backer and they put 4 people on the front line. They would move guys around.
And Brock sends this one off the right foot.
His defensive line for Lamar has definitely stepped it up.
You can see there.
Now, you mentioned a lot about kind of the rebuilding of that program, and I tell you, they just look. Jackson Academy looks like they're more confident, without question, the way they're carrying themselves. Go out to Ridgeland and Northwest Rankin here.
They'll get the play over. It's not an automatic first down in high school.
It's in the red
zone. Third down and 4. They can't get a first down at about the 1.
4 actually.
Cameron Carroll back into the game. He's set up behind Philip Short. 3 receivers to the near side. Looking for the quick out. There's Carson Banks, makes the catch, and he'll be taken down with a loss. Back to about the 6 or 7. Perfectly read by number 12, Deion Allen, and nobody blocked him.
He is going to really be. I think he's been committed to Mississippi State for over a year. But you know how that goes.
That was a field goal from Josh Rand. This will be put down to 14, making it a 25-yard field goal attempt.
This season and next.
That's a big-time stop there by Ridgeland as they're going to keep this at a 2-score game. That's kind of what you have to do, and he missed it. So, you know, it's just, I think you might have got a piece of it. This is what you want to do if you're Ridgeland against a really talented Northwest Rankin team. Hang around, You're at home. Keep it in there. Give yourself a
they will
chance.
take over
and
possession.
no surprise knowing their head coach.
That's right.
That they're going to fight and they're going to be really aggressive defensively.
We know in watching Coach Ernest and
just
the Titans
9 minutes
last
remaining
week
here in the
against
first half
Belma
of play.
Jackson, they really did some good things. A couple of things.
Make
in the
sure to
fourth
stay
quarter,
tuned
the
at
block
halftime.
punt, run
Athletic
back, and the
Director
pick
Jeff
six.
McClaskey
I
had
mean,
a chance to sit down with
it
him.
took the game
29th
straight
year.
from them. I mean,
Sure.
they had control of it. They still had an opportunity to tie it
All
up
of those and added
OT.
the athletic
You can
director role 2
see
years
his
ago.
culture is starting to bleed in.
No doubt.
Into the program,
Man in
and
motion,
this is just
Montgomery
another
takes a snap,
step
fakes it on the
in that
pitch
direction.
for the jet sweep, hands it inside. Stacked
As
up,
they
maybe
are
a
going,
yard
I
pickup.
believe they're going to be way more
Interior, that
competitive
defensive
this
front
year.
for the
We saw that though, Josh, in 7-on-7. We've seen them
That's
go
right.
from a team that wasn't very competitive at the High School Football Network 7-on-7s to a team that certainly is. And I think that's one of the things that you knew he was going to bring, that kind of that winning culture. And he's an excellent football coach, so it's no surprise to see them get more and more competitive each year. What they need to do right now is find a way to get some points on the board, no matter what that is. And the problem with playing a team like Northwest Rankin is they're so explosive. You're never safe, which is the importance of keeping it as close as they can for as long as they can, and maybe giving themselves a chance to tie it up or win the game late.
Let's when they return back from commercial, let's go to the Clinton-Vicksburg game and check back on it. They're on a commercial break right now.
34 Devin Chambers.
We're searching for a game that we can
Now
get pushed to while the regional Northwest game
step up and get a stop. Back to pass, McDonald rushed out of the pocket.
Nice sidestep. Ooh, he took a shot.
Incomplete, good coverage by number 4, Jaden Webb.
He fills out.
He was stride for stride with the intended receiver. Both
all right, now we're going to flip it over to the Clinton-Vicksburg game.
Right, picking up the first down after they had a big stop. Still a 0-0 game in the first, hanging around. Again, this is a Clinton team that's successful.
Like you said, it was great, beautiful.
I think you're probably right now that I look at the time.
Well, after talking with Vicksburg's coaches, they were pretty excited about what they had.
That turf usually get great bounces. On grass, it's a little less kind.
It seems to be that way, for sure.
A couple of different options coming around the other way. And the Raiders, D reads it well and just planting him as Trent Tire. Pushing up some easies on that one. It looked like Ramsey just had nowhere to go. Timeout on the field for hydration timeout. So the Jackson Academy defense is showing up tonight in many ways.
It really is, but I think that's one of the ways you prepare yourself for division play. Just got an update right now. Warren Central up 21-7 on Pearl. In Pearl.
Jackson Academy 7-0.
It's the number 1 team in the state. Finds himself down 2 scores. We shall see. Still a lot of times.
Okay. Just a huge run by Madison Central. And a fumble, and a flag.
So a lot of things happening right here as we wait to see what exactly happened and how this pans out.
Somebody got a hand in there and popped that ball loose down along that 10-yard line.
He just picked his pocket back. He punched the football out.
He did. No doubt about it.
It came out. Holiday was wanting the
As the referees decide, give you another update. Germantown scores on a 1-yard touchdown run. They are up on Yazoo County 14-8 with 7.5 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Looks like that's going to be a face mask on Madison Central. I believe Ocean Springs did. Now Ocean Springs, that's big for them. Of course.
I mean, it's probably ball game anyway.
You got to convert the momentum here in this case if you're an Ocean Springs fan and find a way to get some points on the board.
Jaguars put everybody in the box, and spinning out of there is the tailback number 34. That's Gaines. Devontae Gaines. He'll pick up a few. He gains about 4 yards. Second down and 6 now for Ocean Springs.
Cam White will check in defensively for the Jags.
You said Cam White in now playing corner here on the near side. Noblin underneath center with a two-back set behind him, two receivers to each side, or one to each side. Hard count. The Stripes let it go, and Noblin wants to change the play. Clock rolling with 6:37 here in the first half, and going to hand it off here to the near side to Gaines. Gaines with a nice stiff arm will get the first down before he's knocked out of bounds for the first down at about the 39-yard line. I tell you what, Gaines with a nice stiff arm got the extra yardage to get him the first down.
Running that play to the wide side of the field, had plenty of green space to work with. Addison Central in pursuit.
So the Greyhounds
pick up their fourth first down of the ball game.
Not been many. Noblin underneath center, two backs behind him. Noblin takes it, two-step drop, wants to throw, fade route left side, and the pass is well overthrown. That's unbelievable. They just threw a penalty flag on a pass that was 10 yards ahead of the receiver. The receiver slipped down, and they're going to call pass interference against the Jaguars.
That's Jacoby Luckett, but don't. There was a little contact out there. As you said, the receiver slipped. Contact between the receiver.
If that's on Madison Central, this is.
All right, we're going to flip this
really,
from
really
Madison
difficult.
Central, as this is 14-0 still, as you guys can see. We're going to flip it over to the J. Lamar game, as it's
up and get the stop when they needed
Lamar
to.
is driving.
Now is one of those times. They're going to have to step up. Defensive line's going to have to make some plays. Put some
The critical point in this game, it looks like it's been a defensive kind of a slugfest. Nice little dump pass there by Lamar as they continue to move the ball, milk some clock, try to get in there, either cut this lead or tie it up, and you got to feel good about yourself playing the number 4 team
to the other side of the field, just a
this
quick
close.
out in the flats to the running back, and defense does a good job of stepping up. Only
That
2
replay, you could see
Smoke billowing from the grill here at Gray Cobb Field. Wonder what's cooking tonight. Man, that thing is really smoking.
It smells good, too.
I know. It's tough being up here having to just smell it. Now Hutchinson, 2nd and 8 for Lamar School. Can they get a tying score before halftime? He's looking for it all here.
Going over the top, down the left side, almost just underthrown. Great effort.
Quite come back to the football.
You know, Lamar over the past
Great
5
play
years,
by the sophomore, Jaree
they really
Myers.
started to spread it out.
He's on his hip, right where he needs to be.
Some
And,
good signal callers.
quarterback really doesn't have an option on where to put it, tries to lead him.
This guy looks no different. He
Presley
looks
on the year,
he's
7 catches, 141 yards, and 2 TDs
tall,
coming
athletic
into the ball game.
kid.
And you see there,
That was-
just couldn't quite grab it. 4 catches for 55 yards tonight, and should be 1 touchdown included in there, but he fumbled the ball inside the 5.
3rd and long here with about 3.5 minutes left. It'll be interesting to see what they dial up.
As the jumbo package,
The middle of the
Charlie
field's
Ballou
open, or
enters
if they
the ball
try to
game
go down the
3rd
sideline
and 8
again.
for some extra protection. McClellan gets the call.
wow.
McClellan dives across the 35-yard line, and that's going to be.
Well, that was the
very
last thing I was
close.
expecting.
Excuse me, the 25-yard line.
And it looks like it was the last thing JA was expecting as well.
Company bring it down.
I don't know if they got the first, but I
That's a
think they
big
might
run
be in
by
4-down
McClellan. It
territory.
makes defenders miss at the line of scrimmage and gets a little bit of space and moves the chains.
Ball at the 24-yard line. 1st and 10, Lamar. They're up to 7 first downs now and dominating the total yardage game. We'll check on that number here in just a moment as Hutchinson stands in the shotgun. Stacks the eye to his right. Has 3 options on receiver. Oh, big hit by Luke Pitts. And just right to help him up quickly as the fullback, who's had a rough night tonight carrying the football, and Miles Axtell.
It's a big stop. 1st down. They just moved the chains on a big 3rd down. Your D-line steps up and makes a tackle at the line of scrimmage, bring up a 2nd and 10. That clock is continuing to tick with 2 minutes and 35 seconds left in the second quarter.
The Lamar defense has been the straight tight. The Raiders have been a bend but don't break so far. Little hitch and go, and the ball got bumped, or the quarterback got bumped as he threw it, as Pedigo ran into him to help knock the ball away and cause a bizarre release.
Yeah, it's just a good job by the defensive line continuing to fight, continuing to try and get to that quarterback, and they do just as he's trying to release the ball. Ball was underthrown.
Well, it just snuck out of the screen. That's why it became an underthrown football as Presley tried to come back for it, but Pedigo just ran right into Hutchinson. So 2:13 to play in a very crucial 3rd down and 10 for both sides. The Raiders of Lamar trying to get a tying score. The Raiders of JA trying to prevent it. Hutchinson in the shotgun. It's been a familiar call tonight. He hadn't been under center yet. Now he decides on the last second to get moving towards the 20 and is able to get down maybe to the 20-yard line. Pick up of about 4, perhaps bringing up a 4th down decision here for Coach Mac Barnes and company.
You know, I know Mac Barnes. I played against him, and I have a feeling this is 4-down territory for him as he's huddling up his offense right now. This is a big, big opportunity here for this defense to come up with a big stop and keep the momentum in the Raiders' favor going into this halftime.
4th down coming up here, and here's a good look again at the scramble as a swarm of Raider defenders come up to bring him down. 4th and 7 after that gain of 3, and he ran about 8 or so to get those 3 yards. But JA has been decent on 4th down so far. Remember last week against Washington School, the Generals went for it on 4th down a few times, and JA held them. Actually, no, it was 2 out of 3. It was, I guess, bad memory there. So anyway, Lamar calls their 2nd timeout. They've got 1 more remaining. The JA Raiders have all 3 to go. So they get the ball back here. They got a chance to get it down the field with 3 timeouts in their pocket.
Absolutely. And with the arms on their quarterbacks, they can cover some ground really, really fast. Hoping here for this defensive stop and give that offense 1 more try before this halftime.
Now Lamar with Hutchinson in the shotgun. Has McClellan standing just to his right. He wears the number 1. Now Hutchinson fakes it to McClellan, goes right over the middle, caught inside the 10-yard line by Lamar. It's McGrew for a 1st down, and another DJ connects on the 4th down conversion.
That's just a heck of a throw there, Brian. That quarterback, Joseph Hutchinson, he's got some zip on the ball, and he makes a perfect read. Receiver really doesn't have much separation, but when the ball's thrown perfect, he doesn't need it, and he does a good job of bringing it in and moving the chains.
1st and goal. Lamar School has been moving this ball down the field. 13th play of the drive. McClellan dances down inside the 5-yard line. And remember, they only have 1 timeout remaining as Rush and Tyre and it looked like Whitehead helped team up on that one.
Yeah, that clock is continuing to tick. They don't need much time. They've only got a couple yards here to go, but this Raider defense has got to find a way to dig deep and get a stop.
Ball at the 4. McClellan outside, now inside the end zone for a touchdown. J.T. McClellan finds the end zone for the 3rd time this year, and Lamar School is an extra point away from tying this ball game.
Just a good run by McClellan, hand the ball. He bounces outside and then just cuts it upfield. Only had to get 3 yards and dives in the end zone for that touchdown. Now we're looking at a tie ball game. 1:11 to go here in the 1st half. Lamar School just scores, and well, got an extra point try here that would tie it up as the Raiders are still 7-6.
And now on the extra point try, it is Thames for the extra point, and it is up and good. Maybe you should send him back there and try to punt too. 7-7 JA and Lamar locked up in a deadlock now here in Meridian at Great Cobb Field, thanks to J.T. McClellan.
Route again, handed off to Cameron Carroll. He gets 15 right up the middle.
There goes D again out to the right. Again, no fake to Cameron. This time, hit the slot receiver, Carson Banks. And he gains 10 yards or right at it. Be real close to the 1st down.
And it's, are you kidding me? You're going to throw that to him now. What about 23? What about 16? What about 7? And then you're going to go over the middle to the little guy, you know? And there's just so many offensive weapons right now.
9 2/3 yards on that play. Got a 1/3 of a yard to go for a 1st down. Short back, throws deep left side. Jarian Jones and tries to get separation. Made the catch. Flag on the play. What a catch by Jarian Jones. Again, Jay, it was great coverage.
It was great coverage. There is a flag on the play, but everything in his area, he goes up and gets.
They've got the ball marked at the 2-yard line, depending what the penalty is. Of course, if it's against Ridgeland, you're going to decline it. You want to play. That is, the referee's looking to the sidelines, and Coach Collins says, I'll take the play.
And he's a little bit off balance.
Oh, yeah.
And he's, I'm guessing there's pass interference there was probably the call, and he still caught the football. That young man is a talent.
Now 1st and goal. Red zone opportunity. Jonathan Johnston, State Farm. Cameron Carroll, and ain't many people going to stop him from 2 yards out.
No.
He gets the handoff in the backfield, lowers his shoulders, and just says, here I come at 230 pounds.
Boy, the defense has to be saying right now, who are they going to next? They're just, there's so many different options we've talked about, the talent that's back there, and it just it makes it really difficult for a defense.
Josh Randone for the point after attempt out of the hold of Houston Smith. The snap from Anthony Stupik is a good one. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 24-0, 4:55. That 60 seconds. Cougar lead with 4:55 remaining in first half. And I think a little bit different offensive show this week than what we saw last week against Germantown when it was 3-0 at the half. Cougars.
5 seconds. 4, 3. Asher gets it off at 2. Now looks, pump fake, nowhere to go, trying to get away from trouble, can't, sacked at the 40-yard line. Nowhere to go downfield. Mosley drops it, to 4. Play.
Tries to keep it, tries to get away from it, but just back to the field.
Let's anything too cute here. Morgan will go to the air. Again, pressure comes. There's no protection right now for the JA signal callers. He tries to throw it away, and they're going to say intentional grounding at the 35-yard line by the sophomore.
You mentioned it earlier. Lamar's defense has been the story tonight. They have definitely stepped it up. Raiders came out that first drive, struck fast and in a hurry in 3 plays and scored. And ever since then has not been able to do anything successful offensively, as this Lamar School defense is just all over the field.
So Morgan and the Raiders charged with a mark-off back to the 29-yard line.
We just got our feed updated here, and now we're going to go to Warren Central Pearl, where Warren Central leads 21-14. In the second, Pearl has the ball as they look to try to tie this game up. We talked about Pearl struggling to run the football against Brookhaven last week. There they are stopped by that Warren Central defensive line for a minimal gain.
We can see everything, and surely the officials can see that as well. And you can hear the booing, as it was quite obvious. That was not a very good call. Back to pass to Smith Hart again, looking to throw. He's under pressure, being chased from the pocket. Now he will set his feet, fire over, and it's incomplete.
You had a lineman downfield, number 71. Look how far downfield he is.
I know, he's
at the 39-yard line when the ball's thrown, and they didn't call lineman downfield. Boy, that's a missed call right there, too. Of course, I'm probably a little bit bristling from that call, the phantom interference call. Nice play by Smith Hart to keep that alive for the Pirates, but that's what happens sometimes when you have that the play extends. You get linemen going downfield, and they definitely had one downfield on that play.
Well, it's 3rd down now here for the Pirates, and they're in a 4-wide receiver set. This is where they like to run that out pattern. Max pass, looking to throw. He's under pressure, nearly sacked. Smith Hart rolls to the far side of the field, going to be hit from behind and dropped. There is a flag right at the 31-yard line. I believe this could be in the area of holding.
It looks like holding on the Pirates, so that will be declined and make it a 4th down. Well, Vikings dodge a bullet after the phantom interference call, and good job by the defensive line.
Absolutely.
Smith Hart's an elusive. He's not a fast quarterback, but he is elusive. He does a good job moving in and out of the pocket, but Vikings stayed at home and brought him down.
I imagine the Pirates aren't going to snap this until they've run this play clock every bit down.
Yeah, clock ticking at 1:06 right now, and they've got 17 seconds on the play clock.
Oh, there's the snap. They're going to punt it anyway. And here is
Nice kick.
a high kick, fair kick, signaled by Hobson, and he'll take it in at his own 29-yard line. So the Vikings have the ball up 7 with 56.9 seconds left here before the half. I imagine we're probably going to see some runs, and if we hit something, then we'll take a shot. Otherwise, we're going to be happy going in with a 7-point lead over the number 1 team in the state.
Yeah, that's, I think you're exactly right, that if they hit something on a run, probably going to, my guess is get it to Corey Wilson or Anthony Funches, one of our 2 quicker backs, and see if they can break something and get some real positive yardage. Otherwise, you go to halftime.
Barnum operating from the shotgun. There's the snap back. Oh, he's back to pass. He's looking to throw. He's going to step up. He's going to fire to the field. Oh, he's got Standish, and it goes in and out of his hands at the 40-yard line. Boy, he was open, and if he caught that, he is still running.
Yep, that would have been that would have been the play. Now, I'm surprised we did throw it, but that would have been probably a 15, 20-yard gain
there's
at
no
least.
doubt.
Our receivers are going to have to start catching this ball. We're dropping too many, not helping Barnum out, because he's made some nice throws and right on the money.
Standish knows he missed one there.
Yeah, I would think the Vikings definitely going to run some clock here because they don't want to have to put it back to Pearl.
Give them an opportunity with whatever they have in the back. Tricks.
Each has
down.
Yeah, stop. Not so good.
Yard line.
Get the ball set. We've got 46, 47-yard line. Now we're in an area where we can work a little bit. Get the ball set. You may want to spike this one to kill the clock. Because the clock's going to start running at 40 seconds, and Vikings need to move.
Yep. Clock is running now. 35 seconds and going. 2 timeouts here. There's the snap back. Rolling here near side, looking throw. We'll fire it out, and it's high. Ooh. Tipped at the line.
Yeah.
Dangerous.
27 and a half seconds. Vikings need to get, I think their best bet here is maybe one more play, pick up some positive yardage, see if they can get field goal range, or at least enough where they can make a throw at the end zone at the end of the half. 2nd and 10 at the 47-yard line of their own 47-yard line. Up 21-14, 27 seconds left in the second quarter.
All right, Barnum in the shotgun. He's got trips to the far side of the field, one man by himself. Down here on the near side, Pirates rotating the safety to the middle of the field. Looks like it's going to be one-on-one. Back to pass, fires over the middle of the field, and he's got it complete out across the 45, and will be wrestled down at the. What is that? Oh, now there's all kinds of pushing and shoving afterwards.
The Vikings are looking for a timeout, but they did get the first down. The spot where the referees are a first down. 16 seconds left, so it's good to use you've got 2 timeouts. Good time to use one and not try to wait and get in there.
I'm going to tell you what, they had Corey coming across the formation, and he was open in the flat. I thought that was going to be a wheel route for sure that we have seen the Vikings run before, and I don't think Barnum saw it.
No, but a nice catch. I didn't see who caught that one. Did you get who was that?
I think it was Funches. I think that was Funches that caught the ball.
I thought it might have been Monye Spratley, but I'm not sure. But the Vikings did pick up the first down, which really is kind of irrelevant at this point because there are only 16 seconds left in the half. And
there's the replay here. Let's see if I can see on the video board who has it.
He caught it and got drove back, and then they blew the whistle, and then the Pearl player kind of slams him down afterwards. I think it was Spratley. Nice play for the Vikings, though. They're going to have 2 shots, maybe one to get a little closer in the field goal range. If not, they'll go for the end zone.
Yeah, look, see if they can extend their lead. Trips here to the near side. One man up top. Barnum operating all alone in the backfield. He will take the snap. Pearl brings pressure. He will roll to the far side of the field, set his feet, fire. He's got it complete out of bounds. He's hit as he immediately catches it, but it is complete and gets out of bounds.
Standish. And and he tiptoed in. Nice job keeping his feet in bounds, Colin Standish. Vikings pick up some positive yardage. You know, if they can get about 10 more yards, they ought to get in field goal range here. So this is a critical play for the Vikings with 11 and a half seconds on the clock here in the second quarter.
Yeah, good job also by Barnum extending the play a little bit as he got pressure there from the defensive end. 3 wide receivers to the near side. Hobson in the slot formation. Glass, the man up top. 5 wide receivers head. Back to pass. Looking to throw. Fired out. He's got his man wide open. It's Hobson here to the near side, and he will run out of bounds at the 20-yard line with 5.9 seconds left.
Nice throw by Barnum. Put that on a line right to Hobson, who first down and gets the Vikings into field goal range. And I think my guess is that's what they're going to try to do right here, because I don't know that there's enough time to run 2 plays with just under 6 seconds left here in the second quarter.
Now they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left. We will take it with them. Be back. This is Vikings football on V105.5.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. Got it.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early. You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
John William Madison in for the field goal.
And here is the kick on the attempt for a field goal, and it looks like it's blocked.
Yep.
Looks like they got a hand on it off the right side, and it's no good. We were just talking about that, Briggs going in, that they've come close to some extra points, and they're able to get there and block the field goal attempt. So we'll go to halftime, 21-14. Vikings leading in this game. Let's send it back to the station. This is Vikings football on V105.5.
The halftime show is brought to you by Allstate. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. Got it.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early. You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is... If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Morning, Gary. We are GetSchooled.com. You want a college education, don't you? You know you do. That's why we're here. Every step of the way, starting with attendance. Gary, financial aid forms. Picking a college, man. You and us together Tuesday, man. I love talking. Go to GetSchooled.com. Morning, Gary. We are GetSchooled.com. You want a college education, don't you? You know you do. Yeah, but I don't know where to start. That's why we're here. We're free, handsome. I think we're breathtaking. Step it away. Starting with attendance. Gary, financial aid forms. Biology homework, G. I got this. Is that Bran? Colleges love extracurricular activities.
Chess really isn't my thing.
I got this. Doesn't matter. and us go together like tacos and Tuesday.
And I love tacos.
Fire and ice.
Those don't really go together.
Go to getschool.com for more info.
I was 0.5 credits away from completing high school, and I didn't do it. My support team never stopped pushing for me to be better because they knew who I could become as a person. I've been given an opportunity, and I'm just thankful for it.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
It's harder whenever there's a bigger group. Pretty much a good day for me would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked, thrown up against the wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
Okay, so we drowned the fire, stirred it, drowned it again, and now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. I already posted it.
Hey, you.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education. What are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else? Or will you dare do something different? Like, be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills. The smarts? Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget. That'd be cool. Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
Don't worry. 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play more. To donate or volunteer, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it. Don't worry. 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it. Don't worry. 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course.
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft. To fight childhood obesity.
And then we saw mistakes play a large part of the game. And Academy is just now on their way back onto the field. They got about 2 minutes left on the clock upstairs, and we'll be right back with the start of your second half here on the Raider Network and on WTWZ 102.5 FM, The Tradition.
You made a promise to love, to dream, to share, to forgive, to grow, to create something stronger. You made a promise, and we're here to help you keep it. Bank Plus, it's more than a promise.
I work for KDM. Some months they need unlimited data, some months they don't. So we thought of a plan that works with their life. Unlimited with cash back on your bill. Now when they use less data, C-Spire gives them cash back. More data, and unlimited still has them covered. That works for KDM. And C-Spire works for you. C-Spire, customer inspired.
Now get a free Samsung Galaxy S8 with trade-in when you switch to C-Spire.
Hey guys, do we have any of those new audio enhancements ready for this year?
Oh yeah, Richard's been working on it for quite a while.
He's still trying to nail down the tackle effects.
So where is he?
And the Raiders are going quick. Thick pin has Tosh McGee to his right. Play fake, gives off to Pickering again. As now Pickering in motion, it goes underneath. First carry for Tosh McGee. Field 35, 30, and down a great burst of speed by Tosh.
So how long has he been doing this? 2 days. 2 days. Should stop him.
Man, he turned on the Jets there. Just a great play. Some open field, and he took advantage of it. Read his blocks and just kept on going. Almost broke it to the house, but Tosh and his speed and his athleticism, big pickup.
32-yard gain by Tosh McGee.
Jackson Academy Athletics on the Raider Network is brought to you in part by Merit Health, Mississippi Sports Medicine, Brown Bottling Group,
Luke Pitts, Jamison Deere, and couldn't remember, was it Pedigo maybe, the other captain, I can't remember, but I do know one thing. We're ready for the start of the second half. Gebhardt will kick a pooch kick. Fair catch signaled for and received just on the favorable side of the 20-yard line for Lamar School, and Presley with the fair catch. Well, you know, you had the eclipse earlier. Now we have kind of a hazy, that's not out of focus, that's just a hazy look at the moon. As we got some, of course, a lot of smoke billowing around this place, but really nice glance up there.
Absolutely. And here's a start. Raider D this last time on the field gave up a score, so I know they're looking to put the adjustments they just made at halftime to use and hopefully get a big stop here, as they've got to get something going offensively.
Lamar School will start from their own 24-yard line. Hutchinson to throw. Pressure comes. He rolls to his left and now fires a ball complete. Wow, how did he get that through the hands of Tay Stewart and into the hands of Presley?
Just a very impressive throw. Defensive line does a good job of putting pressure on Hutchinson. He avoids the defenders, rolls to his left, and throws back across his body a dart into the hands and moves the chains. It's just an impressive play there by the quarterback.
Hutchinson got out of there and just zipped a ball right into the hands of Elon Presley, who's had a good game so far, 5 catches and 70 yards. Now the toss to the playmaker himself, and outside running room denied by Walker Benner as McClellan gets tracked down. Let's head down to Tommy real quick. And Tommy, we saw that one drive of 14 plays, and you said it best on our text thread that the defense just got gassed.
Yeah, guys, and also if you look at the time of possession in the first half, I mean, Lamar just completely dominated that stat. Defense has got to get more stops, and offense has got to hold on to the ball for more than 3 plays.
Thank you, Tommy. And now it is Hutchinson in the shotgun. He'll give to McClellan. He spins away from one tackle, fights through another arm tackle, gets flipped upside down by Jairi Myers, and picks up enough yardage to move the chains again.
Impressive run there by McClellan, but Jairi Myers comes up and lays the wood down low on McClellan and flips him over. The play before that was a heck of a play by Walker Benner in pursuit, running down Jairi, showing his speed by catching up with McClellan, and does a good job of getting to the ground.
And now another first down tacked on to Lamar School. And here they go one more time. Looking to go deep is Hutchinson. A lot of running room now. Rush trying to get over there. Here comes Thigpen trying to get to him before he gets to the sticks. He can't, as he runs out of bounds on the scrambling run for another moving of the chains. First down, number 11 for
fairly yeah, he was able to get to that first down marker in a hurry.
90 seconds nearly gone by in quarter number 3. Trent Tyre gets a stiff arm from McClellan. Now Thigpen tries to track him down, makes him cut back into traffic, and down he goes for a loss on the play. Thigpen, Pitts, and Benner on the stop.
Great pursuit there by that Raider D. You see a lot of white jerseys pursuing the football. Pitts out wide, putting pressure. Thigpen comes up, and just white jerseys everywhere. McClellan has nowhere.
Touchdown as he went down at the 1.
Well, he certainly dove for the end zone at the end of that play and tried to make it a dive actually and get a touchdown there, but his knees fell short. Maybe like a half yard, Charles. Looks like it'd be a half yard short to the end zone.
First down and goal at the 1-yard line. Here's Davis around the right side, plunging, lunging, touchdown.
That's going to be 2. Davis, short yardage, going to be simply behind the shoulder pass there and running that in. Unfortunately, the Vicksburg Gators gave up that big play in the middle of the field at a very, very inopportune time, giving up that big play and allowing Clinton to continue their momentum that they started at the end of the first half as they line up for the extra point.
Well, also on defense, Coach, we lost Kim Ellis, Shockey Shaw, Charlie Hill, 3 outstanding players on the defensive side of the ball as well. So who are we looking at to fill that void on the defensive side of the ball?
Well, we should have some stability there, especially from our defensive line. I think that'll be our strength. Vertez Short and Tyrell Smith are 2 defensive tackles that played a lot of football last year. And Monte Stamps, one of those Stamps boys, he'll be an anchor on that front line, old and savvy vet. He's played a lot of football. And I feel like our D-line very easily could be, much improved even from last year. I feel like we should be better at that position. Gray and Jeremy Miller and Kevis McDaniel, they should be a very, very, potent linebacker core. And then the secondary, you got Walt Hobson coming back, who's been a big-time player for us, and Caleb Wilson will be back there as well. And one of the question marks going in will be our corners. We've got to find that, solidify that, and the quicker the better, because if you can't stop people from throwing to their best athletes, whether it's a hitch or a go, it's going to be long nights. So we're going to continue to work on that and see what we can get done there.
Well, Coach, during your tenure here at Warren Central, you've had, I guess you could call it luck almost, with the stability of your coaching staff. You hadn't had a lot of turnover with coaches going other places. But this year, Coach Larry Tyrone, he decided to retire, move on to the next chapter of his life. So.
As we're getting set here for the second half, teams are finishing up some warm-ups. Vikings lead this game 21-14, and it's a quick during and we're on the other side. I got a chance to just look up and see it's absolutely packed by Warren Central fans here on the visitor side. They have just come out in full support of this team, and it's so awesome to see. As I've seen over and seen times before, this is not the case. And I just really want to say thank you to everybody who was able to make it out to the game tonight, and who is able to travel these games. I do understand not everybody's able to, but, I mean, if you are and you have the opportunity, please come and support this team. I mean, each and every week, whether they're on the road, if they're at home, you're out there supporting young men and what they try to do and the hard work they put in every single day outside of their schoolwork, outside of their regular lives, the hard work they have to sit there and dedicate to every It's just an amazing thing to see all the support and all these fans rolling out to support this team tonight.
Well said, Jeremy. It's outstanding to look out here and see the crowd that we have here on the Warren Central side. Of course, Pearl has a great crowd, too. This is high school football at its finest. And let me also give a little credit and shout-out to our band that did a great job at halftime and helping to boost the Viking spirit. Also our cheerleaders and other others that are working hard and work hard all the time, as you mentioned, because this is their chance to shine, and they are shining very well and making us proud.
each and every day. It's awesome. It was just a surreal to look into the stands and just be really proud of our fans, of this team, and clearly what this team means to the people who are here tonight.
Yeah, no matter the outcome, and certainly we want the outcome of a win tonight, but no matter the outcome, a lot to be excited about watching.
The third quarter is brought to you by Thomas & Thomas Security.
Fans will be here as well. It's a terrific crowd, and like Jeremy said, if you can't come, we understand, and we hope you're listening to us on the radio or watching it on live stream, but if you can make it out, come support these Vikings this year because they put a good product on the field week in and week out.
Absolutely. And Briggs, they will start the second half of this game leading the number 24 team in the country, the number 1 team in the state of Mississippi by 7 points. So 21-14 as we get ready to start off, and we will be kicking off to the Pearl Pirates. And the meat of this team and the heart of the team and what the toughness of this team is built around the defense is going to have the opportunity to set the tone here in the second half for this Vikings team. And they are fired up, jumping around on the sidelines, ready to go. And here is the kickoff. It's a squib kick right down the middle of the field. It's going to be bobbled and fielded at the 10, out across the 15, the 20, 25, out across the 30, the 35, and dropped down about the 36-yard line. So a good return by the Pirates, and the defense will come out onto the field.
He found a seam right up the middle. I think that was number 7, Kendarius Evans. I'm not positive, but anyway, found a nice little seam up the middle. Got a good return, putting Pearl in good field position at their own 37-yard line. Vikings will need to cover these kicks, get down there a little bit better maybe, but see if we can push them back further to start when they get that kickoff.
Well, the man you mentioned, Evans, is here on the near side of the field. Four wide receivers. Goes Smith. Pass fired to the far side of the field, in and out of the hands of the receiver. Just a quick hitch to the far side, and he drops it. Maybe would have had some running room, but second down and 10.
Yeah, I think he caught that one. It was right out in front of him. He'd had some momentum going forward and probably would have picked up at least 5 to 7 yards, if not more. Nice throw, but just receiver couldn't hang on to it.
The drops on both sides tonight. Same formation here for the Pirates as they second down and 10 from their own 37-yard line. There's the snap. Handoff to the running back. Jeremy Miller right there, and will wrap him up and hold him to about a 1, maybe 2-yard gain, if that.
Great job, Jeremy Miller coming up right up the chute, up the middle, and he just met and stoned him right at the line of scrimmage.
And
but he did pick up a few yards. He had momentum. The running back had momentum going forward, so, we'll take a 3-yard gain, leave it at 3rd and 7.
Third down here. Vikings a 3-man front.
Vikings have been running a lot of this game a 3-man front. That's unusual for the Vikings, but they're playing a 3-4, which is something new for the Viking defense.
4 wide receivers set for Smith Hart. They bring a man straight at the middle. Pressure coming. Smith Hart rolls to the far side of the field, being chased. And now he's going to scramble, and he's going to be wrapped up and dropped shy of the first down. As the Vikings defense did a great job.
Great job, and they had him kind of wrapped up. David King came up and made sure that he would not get the first down. David took him down hard after he was wrapped up below. DeMonte Stamps was the one who came on the blitz. It looked like he might get him, but the Pearl running back picked him up and forced Smith Hart out of the pocket where some other defenders got a hold of him.
When you talked about Smith Hart can be very elusive. He can be. He has that ability to move around. He's a seated. A lot of battles. He's faced a lot of good defenses, and so he knows kind of how to get down, but he always keeps his eyes down the field. So great job by the Vikings. Here is the snapback for the punt, and it is a wobbly punt. Fair catch signal by Hobson, and we'll take it in right at the 25-yard line. So a quick 3 and out by the Vikings defense, setting that tone early. And the Vikings offense will get the ball up 7 with 11:02 left here. They'll be moving right to left as they start their opening drive of the second half.
Yeah, Pearl doing a good job with their punt team. Their guys get downfield fast. Did you notice that?
I did.
We have not had a chance for a punt return opportunity after having 6 last week for about a 90-yard, about 15-yard average last week on punt returns. We got 0 punt returns tonight. Waltz had a fair catch every one of them.
Spratley's the lone man down here to the near side as they'll split 2 wide receivers up top. Funches coming in motion across formation. There's the snap. Handoff to Funches on a quick hitter. Funches cuts back up the middle across the 35. And we wrestle down just shy of the 40-yard line. Nice run there by Funches, and he will have the first down for the Vikings.
Yeah, it scared me a little bit when he got hit. Looked like that ball was about to come loose. Tyler Knight, their good player on defense, at the end of the play, but Anthony Funches hung on, and good pickup on first down for the Viking offense.
That was a great handoff. He was able to take that and full momentum and just keep it going and pick up that first down. So a nice run there. Vikings have 1st and 10 here out of their own 40-yard line. There's a snap handoff to Corey, trying to find some running room. Nothing doing as the Pirates will meet him in the backfield. And looks like he may lose a yard on this play as the Pirates got good penetration there on the front.
They just pushed back our left side of our offensive line and got great penetration and no room to run for Corey Wilson. The play took a little time to develop. Corey was looking for a hole, but nothing was opening up for him, and Vikings would take a small loss on that play.
So bring up 2nd down 11 as the ball spotted on the near hash to us. Vikings moving right to left. 4 wide receiver set. Funches across the formation now from left to right. Will settle down and near the tight end spot. Back to pass. Will swing it out to Corey, who stutter steps one man. Now another man, and will be wrapped up right there at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a yard gain as the Pirates quickly onto him.
Yeah, Pearl looked like they knew that play was coming. They had about 4 guys running at it. Corey did a nice job just to get back to the line of scrimmage and maybe, like you said, pick up a half a yard or so. 3rd and long, so Vikings in a spot here where they need to pick up some good yardage to get a first down. 3rd and 11.
They'll have Standish here in the slot and the 3 wide receiver sets to the near side, 1 man up top. Barnum goes all alone. He's back to pass. He's looking to throw. He has time. Now he will roll out here to the near side, still looking to throw.
Receiver.
And he will scramble and will be dropped as he crosses the 40. Not able to first about 3 to 4. And the Vikings.
At that point, he kind of tucked his head and going for the run, so he didn't see him. But
right, and as he's moving to the field, it's almost an awkward angle to kind of stop, get your body readjusted so you can get that ball downfield. So the Vikings will be forced to punt after they do get an initial first down on their opening drive. It's a high snap back to Hobson, who gets it off, and there is a
kicker. Oh, goodness.
There is he hits Hobson. It's a fair call at the 25. We're looking for a flag. There's no flag? There's no flag? You ran into the punter. What in the world?
He's saying the blocker hit him in there, but boy, I'd like to see that one again. Looked like he just came running in, and maybe he got chipped by the blocker, but clearly ran into Hobson back there punting, and it was the roughing variety, I think, not the running into.
I believe he was. His leg was not back onto the ground, so he's still kind of in that punt type set. Nonetheless, no penalty called. Oh my goodness!
Wow, fans are not happy about that one.
No, they're not.
Clear roughing the kicker.
Just leaving a player out to dry. There's a snap back, a handoff to the running back up the middle and a dive. And nothing doing. The Vikings right there and wrapping them up.
Cortez Shorter, nice tackle. Again, our 2 tackles doing a good job just right there in the interior of the line. Cortez Shorter and Tyrell Smith made some big plays tonight.
8:55 left here in the 3rd quarter. Vikings up 21-14. Pirates now facing 2nd down and 8 as Smith Hart will operate from a 4 wide receiver set in the pistol formation. Smith Hart takes the snap. This time he will hand it off to the running back with some running room out across the 30 and will be dropped just shy of the 35, be close to a first down. I think he'll still be shy of that first down, maybe about by a yard. Bring up 3rd down, 3rd and a yard here for the Pirates.
They've got Winston back in to run it now. That's kind of their primary running back over the last year, and he's back there. Probably got fresh legs, too, because he didn't play much in the first half.
Pistol formation again. Vikings look like they're going to bring a blitz, and they do bring a blitz. Oh, and they nearly had him, but he slips the tackle. Will have a first down out to the 39-yard line. Vikings had a shot at him at the line of scrimmage, but able to slip the tackle and fall forward for the first down.
He looks like he's fresh and ready to go. He did make a little jump step and picked up the first down. Good penetration by the Vikings, though.
I don't think we saw him at all in the first half. There's the snapback. It's a handoff to Winston straight up the middle. He's got some running room. He pushes out across the 40, out across the 45, and be dropped down at the 47-yard line. Give him about 8 yards on that play.
Yeah, they're doing what we talked about Warren Central wanting to do in the first half, and that is just start pounding the rock. The Pearls got their big running back in, and he looks like he's ready to run over some people.
Absolutely, 201 pounds. He's low. There's a snapback looking throw. We'll swing it out to the far side of the field. Wide receiver screen. Got his man open. Out across the 50. Out across the 45. And will be a first down into Vikings territory at the 41-yard line.
Yeah, Dylan Kelly caught that, made a nice move, evaded the tackle, and picked up the first down. But we do have a stoppage in play.
It looks like there's a flag right there at the 41-yard line. I don't know what the penalty is, but it appears like it may be against the Vikings.
Well, it looks like Pearl's coach is arguing with the referee. I don't know what it is, but it looks like Pearl's going backwards.
It's going to be against Pearl.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on the Pirates.
Wow. All right, so they do call penalties against Pearl. That's good to know. Good to know. Good to know. It's hard to be an official, man.
Yeah, it is.
It is. I give them a hard time, but, man, it is when.
And they're down there on the field, and it could be that the player, one of the players for Pearl, got up and said something or made some gesture or hit somebody when we couldn't see it. But they definitely marched it backwards. So it'll be first down Pearl back at their own 46-yard line, 44-yard line. But they're running hard with Johnny Winston right now, and I bet they'll go back to him.
Got three receivers here to the near side, one up top. Smith Hart operating from that shotgun. There's the snapback. Going to be a read option. He'll keep it himself. He's going to be sacked all the way back to the 35-yard line. Vikings weren't fooled with that read option at all.
Yeah, Zane McCraney, nice job. He stayed at home. People have a tendency to dive down on the handoff, and Zane did what you're supposed to do, and that is read the quarterback. Don't give up on him until you know that he's handed the ball off to the running back. And excellent job by McCraney dropping Pirates for about a 5 or 6 yard loss.
Patterson in the slide here to the near side, three wide receiver set. Trying to draw the Vikings outside, and they will. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
They have hard counted on every play, and they finally got him.
Yeah, that was Anthony Cooper, right defensive end.
Well, that'll give them the loss that they just had on the play. So bring up second down and 10 here for the Pirates. This time they'll line Patterson up as the middle wide receiver here to the near side in a three wide receiver set. There's a snapback looking to throw. Will fire it deep. He's got a man wide open, and that's going to be interference.
Yeah.
Has to be.
Three different penalties. And, I don't know that I think that ball was going to be overthrown, Jeremy, but it's one of those you probably can't. David King over there on the cover, and he probably felt like if he got beat, it was going to be 6 points, and so he just grabbed the Pearl receiver. Yeah, that was not. You see how that? I don't believe that ball was catchable. King had grabbed it. You see it on the replay. The ball landed, 4, 5, 6 yards ahead of the receiver. But
that's an obvious call. Yeah, that's an easy. So moves the ball all the way down to the 30-yard line of the Vikings. So the Pirates in business now, 1st and 10.
And the Pirates are utilizing on this drive all of their skill players. Looks like the Vikings may have gotten it's a pass interference call that he made. But they're utilizing Winston. They just threw that one to Patterson, I think. They've run it to both Dylan Kelly, and I think even Tyler Knight's been in on some action.
All right, they've got the ball set now back to the 41 is where they said it would be because of the penalty. So here's 1st and 10 from the 41. There's the snap. Handoff to the running back. Got a hole here on the right side of the field. And a nice open field tackle. Saved a big gain for the Vikings. Only about a 4-yard run this time by the Pirates.
Yeah, Zane McCraney again. He looked like he may have been dropping back into a coverage, and he met the running back. Still pretty good pickup for Pearl, 2nd and 5.
Pirates on the move. If they stack two wide receivers out to each side. There's a snapback looking through. We'll fire it here to the near side. Got Patterson. Patterson makes a man miss out across the 45, and we'll get to the 35, and we'll get down to about the 33-yard line. Bring up a 3rd down and short here for the Pirates.
Thought we might get an offensive holding call on the receiver out here as he was blocking Jalen Allen, but didn't happen.
All right, 4 wide receiver set here again for the Pirates in a pistol formation.
Yeah, we got a problem with coverage right here. Somebody's out of position. I see Coach Morgan looking like he's not happy with somebody out there because there was an open receiver. They had 2 receivers on the left side, Jeremy, and one was in coverage, one defender in coverage.
All right, so with the timeout, we'll take it with them. We'll be back after this. This is Viking Football on V105.5.
Morning, Gary. We are GetSchooled.com. You want a college education, don't you? You know you do. That's why we're here. We're free and here to guide you through every step of the way, starting with attendance. Gary, financial aid forms. Picking a college, man. You and us. Go together like tacos and Tuesday.
And I love tacos. Go to GetSchool.com.
Handoff that will be enough for a first down. And so the Pirates on the move here, down by 7 to the Vikings with 5:42 left in this quarter.
Now we'll take the hydration timeout.
Now they're going to take the time, the timeout. All right, Briggs, what do we got to do here? The Pirates kind of moved the ball here. We've kind of had a couple things go against us in this quarter. The body language has kind of changed here from the Vikings.
Yeah, well, one thing is Pearl sustaining a good drive. It looks like the Viking defense is getting a little bit tired, but you would expect that this late in the game. You got a hot atmosphere and two really good teams going at it. But there's only 5:42 left in this third quarter, so they have kept it moving on the ground and short passes, run the clock. Vikings have to find a way to get some kind of stop, maybe hold the Pirates to a field goal attempt rather than a touchdown, which would tie it up at 21.
Well, both offenses in this game have only managed 14 points. The Vikings got a pick 6, which is the difference right now in the ball game. But the offense has kind of traded blows since that pick 6. And Pirates looking to try to even this thing up. They've got their workhorse, Johnny Winston, in the pistol formation back behind Smithhart, who has two wide receivers up top, two wide receivers down here to the near side. Vikings have 3 on 1. They so far side Smithhart in trouble. And turns an play into a positive.
Turned into a 5-yard game. That's what you do when you're a good quarterback. You make bad plays go away and turn them into something positive.
So second down here, stacked wide receivers near to each side of the field. This is where they like to do this quick wide receiver screen. To either side. Let's see if they can do it.
Viking defense.
5'11", listed as 201 on my sheet. He is a load, and you can tell he's got some size to him for sure. Pirates on the move. First and 10. Inside the red zone. There's a snapback. Something will hand it to, fake the handoff, throw it to the wide receiver to the far side of the field, and he will move inside the 10-yard line and be dropped shy of the 5. And that's
I would like to know where he threw. That was awfully close to going over the line of scrimmage. Let's see. He threw it about the 20.5-yard line. Where's the set? I guess it's at the 20, so maybe that was a good legal throw, but it was so close to being over the line of scrimmage when the quarterback Smithhart threw that one. Second and 1 down here inside the 10.
Pirate is threatening here to take the lead. There's the snap, or tied up there. Handoff to the running back Winston as he dives through the goal line. Does he get there? No signal yet. No, down at the 1. Down at the 1. Winston dived for the end zone. They'll mark him down at the 1. So first and goal here for the Pirates with 4:20 left here in the third quarter. Pirates looking to try to even this game up.
Yep. Second 1, and somebody's down on the field. A Pearl player.
Yeah, you are correct. There's a Pearl player. He's up on his own. That's Winston. He's up on his own now and walking off the field.
Looks like we may have a penalty too. The Pirates are walking backwards.
Well, it looks like there may be
foul.
a flag right there at the 2.
Personal foul on the Pirates. Wow.
Oh, my
That
goodness.
hurts for them. I mean, they're at the 1 yard line, probably half-yard line, and they get a personal foul that would march them backwards 15. So on this drive, Pearl has had a personal foul and then an unsportsmanlike conduct, but they have still kept the ball moving and look hard to stop here. I couldn't see, Jeremy, what happened. I didn't see anything that looked unusual to me. Did you see anything?
I didn't. Everything looked pretty normal there. Must have been something that happened maybe after the play was over. Hard to tell. I mean, it's.
Yeah, they get the 1st and 10. So I don't think it was after the play, but no, actually they got a first down on that one possibly. So this is anyway 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line.
Interesting that it'd be 1st and 10. There's a snapback. It's a reverse handoff. They've got an open lane here on the 15. Works to the far side of the field to the 10. And ball is out. Ball is out. And it erupted out of bounds.
Wow.
Oof.
As he was being tackled, he dropped the ball and it just casually rolled towards the sidelines. And it, like Hobson and somebody else were diving to catch it before it got out of bounds, but they could not do it.
So why? They were.
So it'll be 2nd and about 3 at the 8-yard line. Warren Central's having a hard time stopping this Pearl offense right now, as you can tell.
And they are. Winston back out there as the tailback. He'll be lined up to the left there as Smith Hart. 2 wide receivers to the near side, 2 wide receivers here to the far side of the field. Vikings on a 3-man front, showing blitz off the right. There is a snapback. It is a quarterback keeper by Smith Hart, and he will make one man miss, which is Hobson, and dive inside the 5 down to about the 2-yard line. And the Vikings have a man who's slow to get up there on the far side of the field. Can't see who that is.
Like DeMonte Stamps is down, who was in on the tackle with.
So the Cougars hold on downs and take over, preserve the shutout for now. Still got a lot of football left. We're 7:20 in the 3rd. And now the Cougar offense takes the field for the first time here in the second half. And it will be the starting offense. Cameron Carroll in the backfield behind Philip Short, the quarterback. Short takes a snap, fakes a handoff to Cameron. Now it's flushed out of the pocket, is hit as he throws it, trying to throw it out to the right side. Montel Gladney was over there. Josh Short had come off the line, but he was hit as he threw it. It falls incomplete. It'll bring up 2nd down 10.
Problem there, the offensive line didn't pick up their men. There was no blocking there, so the quarterback had nothing but blue jerseys in his face and nobody to do any passing to.
2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Cameron Carroll in the backfield behind Short, brings a man in motion. Is his brother Josh Short, takes a snap, gives it to Cameron. Cameron says nothing in the middle, bounces to the outside, gets a stiff arm, and then goes out of bounds after about a 3-yard pickup. That'll bring up a CIA Autoplex 3rd down for the Cougars. I said Philip Short at quarterback. Actually, Jamari Jones is in at quarterback. He was probably the leading quarterback for the Cougars in the spring before Philip Short came in. And Coach talked about a tough decision on who was going to get a quarterback, but Jamari Jones playing it now. He throws one over the middle. Great catch by Jarian Jones. He's out across the 40 to 45. A pass that was really too high, but Jarian goes up, brings it down.
Jarian Jones says, I don't care who's playing quarterback. If you throw it anywhere near me, I'm going to catch it.
And on a 3rd and long, the Cougars convert with a Bank Plus first down. That was a CIA Autoplex 3rd down opportunity. Now it's 1st down out at the 46-yard line.
Like the Pirates are going to send in their package to run it. So it's 4th and goal inside the 1-yard line. I mean, just off the line. Defense here. On both sides of the field, a lot of excitement here.
It is loud. It is absolutely loud here.
17 seconds on the play clock. 2:19 on the game clock.
4th and 1 for the Pirates at the half-yard line. There's a snap. It'll be a keeper, and he'll walk into the end zone for a Pirates touchdown. Well, they just won the battle at the line of scrimmage there.
Yep.
They're an extra point away from tying this ball game. It was a direct snap to the quarterback, and he just kept it and walked right in.
That was, I think, Tylen Knight, either Tylen Knight or Dylan Kelly, one of the small scat backs, took the direct snap.
I thought it was actually Gunnar Dennis, the backup quarterback. He's listed as 6'1", 200 pounds. It was hard to see who actually that was. Here's the extra point up, and it's good. We are tied with 2:14 left in the third quarter. Let's send it back to the station for a timeout. This is Vikings football on V105.5.
Morning, Gary. We are GetSchooled.com. You want a college education, don't you? You know you do. Yeah, but I don't know where to start. That's why we're here. We're free, handsome, I think we're breathtaking, and here to guide you through every step of the way, starting with attendance. Gary, financial aid forms. Biology homework, Chief. Is that Brand?
Colleges love extracurricular activities.
Chess really isn't my thing.
I got this. Doesn't matter.
And knocked down at the 21-yard line, and flags come flying in from everywhere.
That'll be on the Vikings holding their illegal block. That'll march it half the distance to the goal line as the return was out to the 22. That ought to put it, depending on where the hold is, it looked to have been around the point where he was tackled, so probably around the 11, or actually maybe the 12-yard line, 10-yard penalty.
All right, and here we go. This will mark the ball back to the 11-yard line, just outside of the 11-yard line, in between 11 and 12. So we'll call it the 12. This is where Barnum and this Vikings offense will start, trying to seize back the momentum from this Pirate team as we're knotted with 2:07 left here in the third quarter. Barnum from the shotgun. There is the snap. And it's going to be a handoff to Corey looking for some running room. Cuts out across the 15 and will be stacked up as he hits about the 17-yard line.
Yeah, Corey took the handoff across the formation. Looked like he was looking for a hole and just kind of dipped and darted his way until he picked up a few yards. About 4 or 5 on the gain. I think 5 yards is the gain on that play.
Nice 5-yard gain, so bring up second down. Barnum again from the shotgun. 2 wide receivers split out up top. 1 wide receiver down here to the near side. Hard count, nearly got Pearl to jump, but they stay at home. Adjust the play a little bit. Barnum takes the snap. He's looking to throw. He has time. We'll swing it out here to the near side, and it's low and incomplete to Corey. I don't think even if he caught it, he wouldn't be able to do much with that break. So a third down upcoming here from the Vikings.
He would have had to hit him right in the chest in full speed to get anything out of that play. But once he had to reach low and slow down, no chance to get anything going. Pearl read it well.
1:20 left here in the third quarter. We're knotted at 21. Vikings facing a third down and 5 from their own 17-yard line. Pirates bring a blitz. There's a snap. It's going to be a handoff to Corey. Oh, no, it's going to be a keeper by Barnum, and he's got nothing. I thought Corey had it.
And if he would have had it, I think we had the first down.
I think so, too.
Corey had a lot of open room around the side, and I thought he had it and we would get the first down. But Barnum kept it, and they stacked him up pretty good for even a loss of 1 maybe.
And the Vikings have to punt it back, and so the Pirates looking to get good field position as they've got their man lined up at the 50-yard line. Tylen Knight back to return. There's a low snap. Hobson gets a high, booming punt off. They'll wave it off. It'll hit at the 50. It takes a nice roll inside the 40, inside the 35, and will be down at the 32-yard line. So Hobson able to flip the field a little bit on that punt. But now you got a tall task for your defense, who just gave up the long touchdown drive, and the Pirates offense kind of rolling here with some momentum. They've got the ball back, and now a chance for the lead with 35.9 seconds left here in the third quarter.
Yeah, we needed the punt to flip the field a little bit, and hopefully our defense had enough opportunity to get a rest over there. Unfortunately, that was too short of a drive for the offense, but hopefully they gassed up because Pearl's going to be coming at them again and using all those weapons that they have.
And they will put Winston back at tailback with Smith Hart. He'll be off to the left, just slightly offset from Smith Hart in the backfield. 3 wide receivers stacked up top. They've got 1 wide receiver down here to the near side. There is the snapback, looking to throw, will fire to the far side of the field, trying to set the wide receiver screen up, has some running room out across the 35, out across the 40 where he's wrestled down there, very close to a first down.
Yeah, Dylan Kelly on the reception there, and he just slipped through in between the 2 blocks of his receivers to pick up about 9 yards. This is a dangerous play, Jeremy, because, you know, 2nd and 1, and they're running the ball effectively. They can take a shot here and go for something big. Viking defense needs to be alert for a big play.
2 wide receivers here to the near side. They'll stack 2 up top to the far side of the field in pistol formation. There is a snap. This time is a handoff from Winston straight up the middle. And he will dive across the 45 to the 46. We'll have enough for a Pirate first down. And the Pirates just kind of asserting their will. And that will be the end of the quarter. 21 all as we head to the 4th. Let's send it back to the station. This is Vikings football on V105.5.
I was 0.5 credits away from completing high school, and I didn't do it. My support team never stopped pushing for me to be better because they knew who I could become as a person. I've been given an opportunity for it.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
The 4th quarter is brought to you by Alcorn State University.
Sides of the field now. Vikings defense onto the field. Pirates are a 1st and 10 from their own 46-yard line. Ball spotted close to the near hash to us here as they'll split 2 wide receivers out to each side of the field. Winston will be the tailback offset from Smithhart. Smithhart takes the snap. Be a read option. He's in trouble. Works to the far side of the field, and he's not going to have much, maybe a yard or 2 on the play as the Vikings read it well and wrapped him up.
Actually, he had Tyler Knight back in the backfield with him that time, number 6. Winston had gone off the field, and Knight looked like he had an opening, but when Smithhart pulled it back in the belly, the defense was around him. He did a good job to pick up the 2 or 3 yards he got, Jeremy.
Stacked receivers out to each side. Smithhart takes the snap, looks to throw, will swing it here to the far side of the field. It is complete. Wide receiver slipped 1 tackle across the 50 before he's wrestled down at the 49-yard line. On the reception that time was Dylan Kelly for the Pirates. So 3rd down upcoming here for the Pirates, and it's a big 3rd down. Defense really needs to get a stop here.
Yeah, big 3rd down for sure. 3rd and 4, and the Viking defense could use a breather. They need to get off the field here.
So 3rd and 4 here for the Pirates. 2 wide receivers here to the near side, 2 up top. There's a snapback. It'll be a handoff to the running back. He breaks the tackle to the right side, working the far side of the field. He gets out across the 45-yard line and should be close to a first down.
I think he's a little bit short. You know what? I think he had it, and when he cut to the side, he actually went backwards maybe a little bit. If he'd have just leaned forward, he would have had the first down.
They're going to measure. They're going to measure for this first down. With the way the Pirates have been running the ball, even if they don't get it, I don't know if I put the punt team out there.
No, I don't. I think they'll go for it at this point in this place on the field. They're going to have, at worst, a 4th in inches, maybe a foot or so at worst. And so I expect them to pound it to Johnny Winston if they have to on 4th down.
He's short. He's short. It will be 4th down. So decision time here for the Pirates. And they're on the Vikings side of the field. Ball inside the 45, just shy of the 44-yard line. That's the mark they have to make for the first down.
4th and
like I'm
6 or 8 inches.
Chain link.
Yeah, it's very short. Now, the Viking defense, my expectation here is they're going to run, they're going to shoot gaps. They'll line everybody up in a place where they can shoot a gap and try to get the backfield, penetrate. course, Pearl has got some power right now. The offensive line's getting a good push, and Winston's running hard, and I expect to see him get the ball here. Actually, they got Dylan Knight. Smithhorn's out. Looks like they got.
They're going back with their running package here. Same how they scored a touchdown. There's a snapback. Quarterback will keep it. And he's going to hit. He's not going to get it. He's not going to get it. He's going to actually lose half a yard.
Fourth down. Great stop.
And the Vikings will get it back.
Great stop. I think that was DeMonte Stamps coming in there. Somebody wrapped him up. Did you see it was?
I think it was Stamps.
Looking right into the quarterback's eyes. You got to put a little air into that, and if that happens, he's probably still running.
Now man comes in motion is Josh Short. They're going to hand it to Lindsey. Gets pushed to the 26-yard line, gain about 6. Maybe on the will bring third down at about 4.
And you Baker, Cameron Darrell, also have Lindsey. Hey, about me, I can play too.
Sophomore, only 5'8", 143, a lot of heart and a lot of skill. He just doesn't have the size to go with it, unfortunately. But still a great guy to have on your team and your offense because he can flat out play. Now Jamari Jones with third down at about 3.5. Takes the snap, fakes it to Lindsey, rolls out to the right, throws the pass, complete to Josh Short out across the 30 to 35. Pickup of about 8 and another bank plus first down for the Cougars.
That was a small window to throw that through. Their coverage was draped all over him, and he threw that right in. That was a bullet pass right into the receiver's chest.
And you called it a bullet pass, nose down, bullet pass into the receiver. Number 7, Michael Smith on the tackle. Now Jones will hand it off to Lindsey. Lindsey bounces to the outside, tripped up on the line. He had some room to run to the outside, but his feet got tangled and he couldn't keep going. He'll gain about 3, maybe 4 anyway. It'll be second down 6.
Oh, that 39-yard line just reached out there and grabbed him and brought him down. He faked himself out.
He'll look at that one on the game film and say, "Dadgummit."
Yes, he will.
Al Jones takes a snap, option to the right side, hands it to Lindsey. Lindsey tries to bounce to the outside, gets to the corner at the 45, cuts it back in midfield, and across midfield into the Titan territory at the 47, 48-yard line, where he's taken down by Jordan Anderson.
I'm just looking at his size, and you called it out a little while ago, 5'8", 143. He runs a lot bigger than that. That was an impressive run.
You know, he's the typical scat back type runner that just, finds the little creases, finds the little seams, and you're a defender sometimes. You reach out to tackle him, you look back and say, where did he go? But he just disappeared.
He disappeared right there, right around the edge for a big pickup.
Injured Titan down on the field as they're tending to him back at the 40-yard line. And while they tend to him, they're bringing some water out on the field. We'll take a break. 2:01 to go in the third. Northwest Rankin up 37-7. Back in 60 seconds on Cougar Broadcasting. Welcome back to Northwest Rankin High School football. Christian Williams, number 6, was the player shake it up. He got it, was able to walk off the field. Now first and 10 for the Cougars in Titan territory. 4-yard line. They're being by P.J. Lindsey. Clock runs at 1:45 remaining in the third.
Amari Jones fakes the handoff, drops back to pass, trying to set up a screen, eludes one tackler, and will be taken down on the sack back at the 36-yard line. And, Jay, you got to find somewhere to get rid of that ball. Nothing else, throw it to the sideline.
Throw it away.
Yeah.
You absolutely.
Ball coach Josh Morgan. Coach, how are we?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. You know, as we talked last week, exciting time of the year. Football's back.
Yeah.
Everything's going well. Well, congratulations. A very impressive victory last Friday night over a very talented Clarksdale High School Wildcat team, 28-3. But before we get into that, something we've talked about in the past, and I wanted to mention and see what your thoughts were again. Red Carpet Bowl is a great event. There's also a lot of pageantry involved and a lot of extracurriculars, I guess you would say. It's almost like homecoming to an extent.
Right.
Us being the host school, we played the second game, late game past 8 o'clock. So as you're a systems guy, everything's on a schedule and a system. So how does it affect you and the coaching staff to keep these kids mentally motivated playing a late game like that?
Well, it was a challenge, no doubt about it. And like you said, it makes for a long day. It makes for a long day. Our kids handled it well. They handled and the situation. It's tough to get a team, a bunch of young men focused on the task at hand when there's a game outside and the announcers calling the play-by-play and the crowd is going wild but the guys did a wonderful job. They really wanted to win, and it takes you know, a lot of sacrifices to do anything, so they made those, and they were willing to do whatever it took to win, and that was
time in Jaguar territory at the 43.
Things like that. But our kids handled it well, and you're right, it's definitely a different type of environment.
Well, thankfully the rain didn't affect us, and it was cooled off enough so it wasn't quite as hot. But we got the game in, got started around 8:30. We were scoreless after the first half. You come in at halftime, you have to make some adjustments, but we moved the ball fairly well between the 20s, just couldn't really capitalize, it seemed, there for points. Do you contribute that to the schemes that Clarksdale was running, or is it more to maybe some of the nerves that you experienced in season openers?
Well, I think that we had
left. Noblin comes out of it, hands it to his speedy back. He's got a little room off the right side. Jaguars have him by the. They'll drag him back for a gain of about 2 to the 39-yard line.
Mason Knowles had him by the jersey, slowed his momentum, and threw him to the ground. So it'll bring him a second down and, 7 yards?
Clock rolling with 7:35 to go. Noblin underneath center. Jaguars stack the line, and now we're going to have movement. And it will be a false start against the Greyhounds. Kincaid's penalty flag against the Greyhounds, the third one of the night. Actually, fourth one, I believe.
Somewhere in there, not a whole lot.
That'll back them up to the 46-yard line in Jaguar territory. Second down and 12 for Ocean Springs.
Madison Central stacks that defensive front.
Underneath center again is Noblin. Noblin going to hand it off. Again, the speedy back trying to find the corner. And he does. And he'll be pushed out of bounds. And very close to another first down. That's Ethan Ramsey. Jet sweep here to the near side. And he gets appreciable yardage. He'll be about a yard shy of the first down. Put it on the 35. Third and a yard here for Ocean Springs on the Jaguar 35. Madison Central working with many different defensive players now. Hard count by the sophomore quarterback Noblin, who has ran this offense pretty well. Noblin takes it. May bring up 4 down here. It will be 4 down.
Under 6 minutes to play.
Firehouse subs timeout here for Heat. Back in 3 seconds on the Madison Central Football Network. MCBigBlue.com and Super Talk Mississippi 97.3. 5:57 to go here from Ocean Springs. Madison Central leading 35-10. As the ball is 4th and short on the Jaguar 34. Ocean Springs with possession, trying to convert another 4th down on this drive.
Score of interest, Picayune over next week's opponent, D'Iberville, 31.
For the center, everybody up in the box for the Jaguars. Noblin, and they're going to give it to the first man through, and he'll more than likely have the first down. That's Meza Ayala. Got a Jaguar. So steps up in the pocket, looking deep, and it's almost picked off by the Jaguars.
Nobody there.
And he threw it well out of the reach of any receiver. Cam White in coverage.
But the receiver cut the pattern short. Miscommunication, but nobody. Ocean Springs within a 50 pass.
I believe Brett Burton again makes with 11 to play. And Jaguars will be ready to go. Will improve. Take on the D'Iberville back. Interesting game. I think that Euro player team will be Cam White tonight. And Miles Hobson takes it in the end zone for the touchback. That's going to be a touchback. That was Bill's vote. What about your vote?
That'll be hard to argue with.
Let's make it unanimous, shall we?
We will. That means everybody, right?
The Farm Bureau player of the game will go to Cam White. Maddie Gall, you get a vote too. You're in on this deal.
Oh, all right. Let's call it unanimous.
All right,
then.
absolutely unanimous then. Maddie Gall is senior sideline reporter. Brought to you by Cobb's Cleaners. So that'll be it. Your Farm Bureau player of the game, Cam White.
72-yard touchdown run, 25-yard touchdown run, and a 1-yard plunge.
Let's say 100 yards then.
Oh, yes.
And Holiday takes it now in at quarterback. He'll scamper his way across the middle, out across the 25-yard line to the 27-yard line. It'll be a gain of 9. Bring up second down and short for Madison Central. Clock, 2:26 to go.
Madison Central at home next week, we said.
season. Holly the highest now. This is Sherman Holmes. Holmes his way close to 50. Gain of 8 yards for Sherman Holmes, second down and 4. Minute 15 to play. Holiday with the snap. Holiday gives it to Holmes. Holmes steps past the tackler into the secondary, tripped up at the 39, I think at the 41-yard line. Another bank plus first down for Sherman Holmes. Maddie, we may try to get you to get a word with Cam White after you talk to Coach Hart if we can. If we can, it's no big deal. Cam White will be our Farm Bureau player of the game. And the clock winds under a minute here. From the gun. First and 10, and now we've got a whistle, a flag, and it is. False start against the Jaguars.
Well, Madison Central shuffling players in and out of the ball game, trying to get some youngsters in there. Somebody wasn't set prior to the snap, so it'll be a do-over.
First and 15 now for the Jaguars. Maybe the last play of the game. I don't know these youngsters. They'll try to snap it as fast as they can. We want at least one more. And now they're going to take a knee, and that's going to be the ball game.
Gone into the victory formation.
Yep, that'll wind the clock. And they're ready to go shake hands. Jaguars are going to win tonight 35-13 over Ocean Springs. Let's go to the post-game show now. As we get ready, let's do a 2-minute timeout because we're going to try to talk to Coach Hart. 2 minutes here on the Madison Central Football Network. Blue.com and Super Talk Mississippi 97.3.
You made a promise to love, dream, share, give, to create something stronger. You made a promise. We're your happy.
Home. It's where you take your time. Build the future. Make your memories. Celebrate. Come home. Alpha Insurance.
For the best agents in the business, call Michael King in Madison.
5, Ocean Springs 13, Cam White, Farm Bureau player of the game.
All right, Cam, you're Farm Bureau player of the game. Can you tell me how that feels tonight?
It felt amazing. I was just doing what I do best for my team.
All right, thank you so
Short
much.
and sweet. There you go. Go to the huddle. There you go, Cam White.
Got to let him go.
Get a little quickie there. I think he knows he better get in that huddle is what he knows. Don't you think, Bax?
I think so, too. I didn't want to delay him too long, but anyway, what is by Cam White and Madison Central throughout the contest, offensively and defensively, a tough Greyhound team, a ball control offense. Tough team to play against. Defense on the field a lot tonight, but the score 35-13. Madison Central broke it open early, broke the wrapper. Cam White on a 1-yard plunge on a 61-yard drive. 7-0, 5:40 on the first, and also on the first, a 24-yard run by J.D. Hull, set up by a 50-yard rush by Cam White. That kept off an 80-yard drive. That was into the first quarter, 14-0 Jags lead. Then in the second, a 12-yard touchdown pass by Noblin kept off a 75-yard drive. Wallace hauled it in at the pylon to put Ocean Springs on the board and close the gap to 14-7. Madison Central answered on a 72-yard run by Cam White. On a second and short, he broke through the line, scampered some 72 yards with 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. In the second quarter, 21-7 our halftime score. Third quarter, Madison Central comes out, takes the ball first, 28-7 on a 25-yard run by Cam White, capped off a 67-yard drive. Ocean Springs comes back and kicks a prior to the third quarter. Jacoby Luckett picks the ball off at the 41-yard line and returns it. That's 41 yards to the end zone. A pick six, Madison Central in the third quarter, 35-10, and then a 44-yard field. 35-13, our final score. A little bit of everything here tonight, but a great win on the road. Their first road victory of 2017 for the Jags.
Let's see, Maddie, are you still field level? We'll see if we can maybe find a word with Coach Hart. She's coming back up. All right, well, there you go. Final timeout back in 3 minutes here on the Madison Central Football Network, mcbigblue.com and Super Talk Mississippi 97.3.
At Merit Health Medical Group, our mission is to provide high-quality health care in a convenient hometown location. Our team of primary and specialty care providers is here to take care of your family's immediate medical needs. With over 30 clinics and numerous specialties in central Mississippi, we're here to help you live.
48, did I call him out? Yeah, you did, Jamal Heish. 32, Michael McLeod. I think we got number 35. Didn't get him. I don't think Tanner Fears. I think we got. Can't tell who's the far side corner, Jay. Can you tell who that is? I think I got 29. Yeah, A.J. Worthy.
Is it 21?
Could be Malik Shavers. Maybe on the far side corner. .105 remaining in the game. Northwest Rankin with a commanding lead. High snap. Is able to bring it down. Once again, Brooks Italiano. He's going to go talk to his snapper and say, hey, look, dude, come on now. You're going to snap it to me. Don't keep putting me back in the end zone chasing footballs. And so with 42 seconds, clock still running. They're not even stopping the clock for a change of possession. They're going to run this out. The Cougars are going to go to 2-0 on the season with a 44-7 win over the Ridgeland Titans here at Ridgeland High School. And they're waiting to start the play clock. They just now started. We're inside 25 seconds, so they don't even need to run a play.
Let's face it, you aren't just a man or just a woman. You are athletes. You aren't just athletes. More than needs. Collectively, our specialized doctors perform almost 10,000 surgeries each year. From our family to yours, any age, any sport, any injury, just come here. We've got you covered.
You made a promise to love, to dream, to share, to forgive, to grow, to create something stronger. You made a promise, and we're here to help you keep it. Bank Plus, it's more than a name, it's a promise.
Hey, Brett. You made it. Yeah. Hey, my old receivers, Mark and Antonio, they want to hear more about favorites.
Oh, right. Well, with Farm Bureau favorites, you get a great auto quote, plus local agents and fast, friendly claims.
Nice. Hey,
Should we warn them?
Oh, that's broken.
Get great auto rates and local agents at favrates.com from Farm Bureau Insurance.
I know. Mind-blowing deals as advertised.
Is the decimal point in the right place?
Let me talk to the head honcho. See if I can't get that price. I don't do 75. That's not right, but I'm deep.
In addition to those great Pennzoil products, they also have a full-time mechanic on duty and a full-service car wash detail shop. Stop by today and ask for Mrs. Pat or Big T, and they'll show you what real automotive service is all about. Feel the clean. Pennzoil Clean. Go Cougars!
We know you came in to just get a cleaning, but I think what you really wanted was to upgrade to a whole new set.
So we're out of ivory. Platinum or both?
What?
I'll get the top ready.
Use no okay. This will make it a whole lot less.
You wouldn't put up with this at the dentist. Don't put up with it when you buy a car.
So come to Rogers Dab Chevrolet.
It's easier here.
Hi, I'm Dr. David Mitchell.
I know we had that more. Was obvious last week. Game, whatever you want to call it. It looked like a team with a lot of offensive weapons and defense that played really well. And in games, they've given up points. And that you see off that, and you talked a good in our preview about what you expect to see from game 1, game 2, is you do expect to see a lot of improvement when they've had a chance to talk about it and get it ready. And I think that's exactly what we saw tonight. We saw everything cleaned up. We saw Phillips play the game, didn't play the second half, wasn't needed. I just really thought first half the kid really showed me a lot.
Absolutely. I thought he grew up again. From last week to this week, he's a sophomore, but he's continuing to grow with his grasp of this offense. And then we talked about it also. He's got to be smiling about the number of offensive weapons that all he has to do is manage the game and get the ball, distribute the ball to the places that he's supposed to distribute it, find those open receivers, hand it off to that talented backfield, and just keep smiling, having a good time.
Well, and it's one of the things Coach Collins and I have talked about a good bit, and I know you've had a few conversations with him as well, is he's in a situation, of course, we know Coach Collins was a running back in high school and in college. He loves the offense and loves to make it happen. And that's what he's able to do with this offense. He's got so many different ways that he can dish the ball out and make some things happen. It's like, who's next?
Well, he can go into the chemistry lab and just kind of keep mixing it all together and keep doing things with it. How about somebody else smiling? Your quarterback smiling, your head coach is smiling, your offensive coordinator smiling too, with all of that talent that they have to develop, and still a lot of football left to play.
Absolutely, and that's what's going to be fun to watch as we see, because this team's not going to do anything but get better as we go through the season, as they continue to mature. We've talked so much about Cameron Carroll, and one of the things I comment on him is that we've seen from the last 2 years. Better what he does, and I think it's going to continue
then you just see a confident young man. And that's what I like most. He's gotten faster. I think his balance is better. You get that talent. You can more confident. And he's huge. A few times. Forward, we'll see. I was talking to him already. I know he's mentioned Mississippi State, LSU, every time we're calling out tackle 4-4 10 pretty good tonight. Back Young, the quarterback looked pretty good. McDonald tonight, but we seem to keep them off balance throughout the night, and we got some good penetration in the backfield a number of times.
We did. D-line, you got to thank them because they're up there pressing and we're just right there. They're in the trenches. They do the dirty work, and linebackers clean it up, and safety and corners do the secondary. So, and great job by the coaches this week. With the game plan and everything, they always do an awesome job. We just got to execute.
Guys, we appreciate you guys watching tonight, and look forward to improving the product as we go. And like I said, we're just kind of testing this bad boy out, and join us next week as we have another schedule of games that's going to be good for week 3 for your Friday nights. All right, thank you.